going on, everybody? Chris Nirvana Tool here for another, award-winning, exciting analysis. It's been a while since I've done one of these bad boys, mainly because we covered most of the formats. I probably should have done one for Highlander, but unfortunately, I only had half a brain at that time. Luckily, my brain is back working. Batteries recharged and good to go. Afternoon from South Dakota. Let's go. Look at this. The crowd's ready to go. Woodrow, did you get timed out by trying to count down to 10 and spam the chat? Look at you go. So we already have degeneracy going on here in the chat. All for Spooky 4E. Now, what in the hell is Spooky 4E? Well, it's a lot like regular 4E, except Woodrow Hood, community vanguard and self-promoted lead designer of other things that currently need to happen because there's no new content, took it upon himself to kind of spice things up and do a little fun stuff for Halloween. Last year we had a few fun things that are coming back, but I think even back then they floated out the idea of like, what do we do like Battlefield cards that really made the games feel kind of like Halloweenish? And that's kind of where this kind of came about. And then the man went nuts and decided to design 30 of them in I don't know how little time. He's sitting there talking trash in the chat, so I'm sure he can always comment on that as he feels fit. But either way, these little battlefields are a deck building decision. We're playing regular 4E games for the next tournament, but you get to choose one of those 30 battlefields, any one that your heart desires, and add it to your deck. So obviously, a lot of people are going to be wanting to build around these things. So what I decided to do was let's take a look at each of these 30. Let's break them down. Let's look at one by one and talk about where my first impressions are. So, not going to lie, when I saw these, I didn't know it was 4E. Well, it's a good thing I helped you with 2 weeks to spare, buddy, because otherwise you'll be showing up with broken Ancients decks that are not Ancients legal. But shout out to Sly Fox, who doesn't like sleep and likes Warlord a lot more. So thank you for tuning in, buddy. Thank you for everybody who's in the chat already. And thank you for anybody who's watching this recording VOD. I know it might be a little awkward, but we're trying to make it as entertaining as possible. But for the lucky few who are here at the end of this analysis, I will finally be giving away the loot box. And the loot box is massive. It contains all of the rejected boosters of our Dominance booster box and Sneak Attack box. So it's one big shot. Kaboom. We also have 3 more Sneak Attack packs, which we will give away. So hopefully you guys are all still here. But we'll be doing that at the very end. We'll have to kind of start breaking it down. Before we get rolling, I do want to remind everybody, since it is 4E, I've already done an analysis on 4E. I don't know how well it aged because I haven't watched it since I've done it, but you can refer back to the YouTube link that I just popped up on there. If you're watching this on YouTube, just look at some of my other videos, dabble in whatever you want, watch some games, the world is your oyster on YouTube. You can go into crazy stuff if you want away from me, and that's totally fine. You won't get too crazy stuff. You just get a Jerzer like ranting about Warlord. That's all you'll get here. But if that's what floats your boat, let's go for it. Any case, I think we should kind of move into this Spooky 4E before you people start ordering pumpkin spice lattes and start getting basic on me. So with that, the way we're going to do this is I'm literally going to go through each battlefield one by one. We're going to talk about it. And because everybody loves to debate my top 5s and bottom 5s, I did that for the battlefields as well. I don't know if I have as much spice as I have in the past. I think hopefully I'm not too predictable, but we will see. Hopefully this guy, if there's anybody who's lost in this, hopefully, just chatting through these, hopefully just really helps you get some ideas and some inspirations for your deck. And we hope you join us for the October tournament. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So if you have not played in any of these tournaments in the past, we do them through Discord. So look at me using all these fancy Nightbot prompts. But there's the link to join our Discord. By all means, feel free to go to that. Also, my last thank you slide has all those links as well. But I think we're just going to kind of get right into it. And the way I'm going to do this is, let's start off talking about the format itself. Look at that. And that wasn't a fancy shift, but it got the job done. So 4E Spooky Battlefields, you got till October 15th. So you guys got plenty of time. Look at me. I actually got an analysis in early. I didn't give it to you like 3 days before the tournament. Before we get going, let's take a look at what exactly you have to do here. So obviously to sign up, go to Discord. There's a guy named Wesley in our Discord. He tends to get paired against me in the last round of Swiss. We draw into the cut, and then we both, don't go very far after that. But he's a good guy, and he loves your deck lists. So send them. He also won't check them, so feel free to sneak in illegal shit. It's totally cool. The event starts on Friday, October 15th. So it'll be 4th edition plus the Battlefield, so that's where we'll go in a second. Swiss-style format, depending on how many players we get. Usually 5 to 6 rounds should be good. There are prizes, and it's totally a free tournament, so no reason not to. Just spend your time playing Warlord with us, guys. The game rules are the 4E most recent rules, so you can go take a look at that. So if you're used to playing Ancients or any of those other formats, there is no ban list, with the exception of Day of the Raven. That is the only card that is banned. If you don't know what that card does, don't worry, you're not alone, because even people who are familiar with the text on the card do not know what that card does, and that is why it's banned. I know what it does. It turns any moment in the game into Kangaroo Court, where you and your opponent talk about what exactly it does and then come to an agreement, and it's a lot of fun. But no Limited Wish, no Phoenix Feather either. So it's literally just 4E with a little spin, a little pumpkin spice, if you will. So look at this. What is a battlefield? A battlefield is a new type of card. New in the sense that it was a decade ago that it came out, over a decade ago, that the actual first Battlefield came out. But it came out with 4E for a Medusa Lord Challenge. Just so, again, as this says, just basically to expand the text box. That was it. It was like, Arn was like, I want more on my Medusa Lord, and I don't have enough room, because that's what we did in 4E. We put paragraphs on cards instead of nice condensed text and abilities. And then it's like, okay, cool. Let me just make an entire new card type and just throw it to the side, which is totally fine, because like the idea of a battlefield kind of makes sense for anyone who's done any Overlord challenges in the past. That's essentially where you just write down the rules. And so, during deck building, you can choose one of the 30 that they have. And then it's 4th edition, and then there's other stuff. You can check out earlier events. If you haven't, guys, go to sagathestorm.com and check around over here. It's a whole bunch of stuff. You can even see upcoming events other than Spooky Battlefields. Or I don't even know if they're up there yet. But you can take a look at the past events we've done and get a lot of good information. There's some old articles written by some chumps who think they know what they're talking about. But you can go read that and laugh at them, and then come back and watch me some more, because I will keep you entertained and informed. So with that shit talking, let's go to those battlefields. Spooky Battlefields. Hashtag spooky season. And the amount of spooky season jokes that we got cooking, don't worry. I know Woodrow knew what he was doing. I will give a little bit of caveat before we get started on these battlefields. And I do this every single time. I am human. I make mistakes. I'm a pretty good Warlord player. I am not flawless. I tend to lose a lot. Win more than I lose, but regardless of the fact, I can make a mistake. So, while reading some of these cards and giving my judgment, it is entirely my opinion and it is not law. So, I may say that a card is absolute trash, and you may think, this guy is a fucking idiot. Like, I'm going to prove him wrong. And that is totally okay. I am 100% on board with that, and I'd love to see you prove me wrong. Absolutely. And not in a, go ahead, prove me wrong kind of way. Dude, that's fucking cool. You proved me wrong. I'm on board with that. Because at the point where we're playing a dead 2-decade-old card game, I just want to see cool shit. So that's what I say. So if I make mistakes, don't take any of my decisions yo, you're a fucking idiot. Well, I might be. That's cool. But go prove me wrong instead. That's a lot more fun. So I will throw those out there. Woodrow says, worth mentioning, your Warlord has the battlefield's text. So that is a very important note to make. So if you're performing any of these orders on here, it's actually your Warlord performing it. So things like that need to be noted for getting thwarted or any kind of jazz like that. If your Warlord's stunned, you can't be reacting. So those are things to just remember. So good note there on Woodrow. I will also say, before this, maybe a couple weeks ago, Woodrow sent me a message. He's like, hey, do you want me to send you like all of my notes on 30 battlefields so I can give you kind of like what my thought process was on every one of them? It might help you with your analysis. And I was like, nah, get that shit out of here. I'm giving just my opinion. Woodrow probably has very thorough and thought out reasons for this that I will probably miss. And that's just going to make better content. I'm cool with it. But if you guys also notice it, by all means, anyone of you guys watching live, shout it out. Be like, Vac, what are you talking about? This is absolutely wrong. And then we can talk about it and have some more fun. So with that, let's get rolling. I'm not typing unless called upon. Good luck, everyone. Get at it. Look at this guy. He's kicking his feet back and just watch it. Oh, good. You're doing what I told you to do. I appreciate that, Woodrow. With that, let's get rolling. So the first one up, Ashen Storm's Manor, named after Savone Ashenstorm. Good old. Is she 4E? I don't know if she's 4E. I don't even remember. But maybe Epic Dish. I forgot. I don't think she's legal in 4E. I should know this. Anyway, your sieges strikes. Only Skyrex. There we go. Yeah, that's right. That was the siege person. Your sieges strikes may target an additional rank away. So that's melee strikes or range strikes. React once per turn after one of your Nothrog siege kills an opposing character. The character's controller discards a card at random. So this is, I'd say we're starting off pretty good. This is a nice, straightforward, there's already a home for siege if that's the thing you want to do. And you can tell like that's what the design of this battlefield is probably playing towards. It's like, all right, if someone's doing a siege, Woodrow did 30 of these. He probably only needed to do like 6, but he did 30 of them. And it's just like, okay, in case anybody wants to play War Master Sketh, like let's go for it. And that kind of thing is great. Like going an additional rank away with melee strikes. So like what siege is, like, let's see, Siege and Vori. I'm going to toggle between the Accord lands and that spooky battlefield thing pretty, often throughout this. So just fair warning, if me switching gives you epilepsy, I hope it doesn't. But anything with the Siege Strait here. There's a whole bunch of guys with the Siege Strait. So these are the kind of things that we're looking at. Obviously, a lot of big guys. I'm looking at like level 1s and 2s, like sappers. So sappers could just start off swinging in your front rank. And once per turn after it kills the opposing character, put a siege into play from your hand and move it forward. So there you go. You can start sappers, go nuts. That's a little risky, 11 AC, 1 HP. But you know what? It's there if you want to go for it. The spear streamer can go even further. Disabling unit, if it falls to the front rank, can shoot a Warlord. So that's pretty good. I'm sure there's something with this Yegigla's Altar, because that is Woodrow's and Josh King's favorite card ever existed. I'm pretty sure if they can play that card, they will. So there's a whole bunch of things that you can do with this. This is actually pretty cool. I actually will say, starting off, this one's pretty good. I'd say it's kind of like right in the middle ground, but if you're going Nothrog Siege, it is very little to kind of go about it. This is one that's going to complement a deck that you want to play. It also could be a deck a battlefield that you build around, but it's not necessary to do that. But you can if you want to. So there's some cool stuff. So I'd say this one's pretty good. I didn't really come up with like a rating scale or anything like that. So I just say, in general, thumbs up. How about that? We'll do thumbs up and thumbs down. So Ashenstorm's Manor gets the thumbs up. Moving on. Banshee Peak. This is some pretty freaky art over here. Your characters may perform air actions regardless of class restrictions and gain +1 level for performing them. React once per turn. After a character you control performs an air action, target up to 2 opposing characters in different ranks. Each target must succeed with a magic save, DC 16, or become spent. So this one, and there's a lot of these in there. So like the battlefield you've chosen start and play. Yes. What's going on, buddy? That is how it works. It's just you build your deck, it starts in play. We've got them in untapped. Thankfully, I don't know who put it in there, but shout out to that person. You're the real MVP. But yeah, they are just automatically in there, and the text is essentially an extension of your Warlord. So Banshee Peak. This one is around air actions. So then we have to think, obviously, and that was a thing that maybe a lot of people who didn't play 4E. I know we got a lot of returning players, some old school guys who were like skip 4E and were like what the hell is an air action? You might find some. You've probably already discovered some of them with MRPs that kind of make you cry, like Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt that got MRP'd and then got added these traits here. But the thing with this is the air actions aren't too cool. I mean, a lot of the ones that we see here, Arc Lightning, Ball Lightning, Call Lightning is really cool. The strongest thing here that we see is that obviously you're letting it's ignoring class restrictions. Yeah, class restrictions. So you could be a fighter that plays wizard spells that are all air actions. And that aspect is pretty cool. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be your Warlord who does it. It can be any character in your army as a backup. So if you usually played like a level 5, let's say wizard spell slinger, and you have like a level 4 character base that's really just kind of meat, but they end up in the front rank, well, now they're an extension. They can cast those air spells that you were normally doing. The react itself, the strongest aspect about it is it doesn't have a rank restriction other than it just the targets have to be different ranks. So that's pretty good. The issue here is obviously all the effect does is DC 16 to spend. You would think that's kind of inherently good because fighters in 4E are probably the strongest class. However, fighters also have a whole lot of anti-spend tech. So there's a lot of answers to this. This allows rogues to cast Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. It does. Lightning Bolt from a level 2. Yeah, that's right. First action right off the bat, go kaboom. So that's pretty cool. And again, this is kind of a cool one. And there's a lot of these themes out here with the air actions, but taking a look at it, the also aspect here is that's important is the react triggers whenever you perform an air action. There are abilities. So like when looking through the Accord lands like we're doing here, right now we're just looking at cards that have the air trait on it. But you can search by the text. This is an air action. Make sure it's A-N. Got to add that in there. And then you see other cards that have this text. This is an air action and a spell. So Chaltak, whenever they perform that can trigger the react on the spooky battlefield. So that's an important thing to remember when there are other, action trait themed battlefields throughout here. Throughout this analysis that you'll see. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. Like what's an air action that you can kind of trigger that. Fortunately, it is once per turn to kind of do that. Otherwise, something like Thunderclap Bracers would be really cool. Order once per turn, discard a card, perform +0 range strike, +4 if this character's in the front rank. Ready the Bracers, and then this is an air action and a spell. So if you can react more than once per turn with this, you could constantly just keep spending people. And that would be really, really, really cool. It would be really slow, but honestly, I think that kind of aspect, because right now it seems like, just getting a little ahead of myself, these battlefields really do speed up the games. So something like having one here that would have slowed it down would be good. So this one slows it down. It's just not slowed down enough. Yeah, I don't think it should have been once per turn, Scape G. That's right. That's absolutely the case. So generally speaking, my thoughts on this one, obviously this is only the second one we looked at, but you'll see that there are in my opinion, there's better things out there to build around. It's just so like to kind of go about this react doesn't seem to be enough for me to want to just dive right in. And then I'd have to have a character with an ability that gets a bonus from the air action. And some of these air actions, I don't see any kind of crazy combos. They might exist. Woodrow, knowing him, he'll say they exist, won't tell you what they are, say, go ahead, build the deck. Like, oh, look, you guys are just bad because you can't notice. And then he's just really talking out of his ass. So there's no actual combo. Or he'll say he knows the combo, but then won't play it. Woodrow, do it. Every time you say that there's a crazy combo, I want to see you run it. Instead, we're going to get Tavis in 4E somehow. And he's going to get DQ'd round 1. So with this Banshee Peak, I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Oh, man, look at that. I'm blocking it. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Not a fan of this one. +1 level and the class restrictions are cool. The react is just, not much to write home about. With that, I'm going to stay on theme here with these traded ones. Battlefield Remnants. This is some pretty sick art. Uh-oh. I started talking about a card's art. That means this card must be absolutely fucking terrible. But your characters may perform tactics actions regardless of class restrictions and gain +1 level for performing them. Sounds very familiar. React once per turn. After a character you control performs a tactics action, discard a card and target an action card in your discard pile. Retrieve the target and put it into your hand. So the thing here is the react. We need to kind of break down that. It's once per turn. After this character performs a tactics action, you discard any card and you bring any action card back. So it doesn't have to be a tactics one. It may seem like that's kind of where you were going, just based off of they keep throwing tactics in the first 2 sentences. But you can recur really any real fighter action. So like you can keep recurring obliterates, I guess, with this. Whenever I think of tactics actions, I do think of Setrock. That is basically the 4E Uthenak. Really awesome Warlord. I've been wanting to build it in Ancients. I just haven't touched it yet. Basically once per turn, Setrock doesn't have to spend to do a tactics action. Instead of talking about Setrock, I can actually just show you Setrock. So no, we don't care about air actions anymore. Let's go set. There we go. Set rock. There we go. So can perform a tactics action without spending, and its spend order is a tactics action. So that spend order that's already built on this card, it works just like the Banshee one. So the second you perform that spend order is printed on Setrock, you can just retrieve an action card. So there could be something there. With this. But in terms of actual tactics actions, it gets a little So let's go first. Let's see tactics traits. So which ones have the tactics trait? Accelerated attack, that was a big one and really good for Setrock as well. Just if you're going to play a cavalry deck, get your person up there swinging, giving them an extra strike and moving them up fast. Battle plans moves it along pretty quickly. I forgot this is a spend order. I think I just played it at a Setrock so much that I completely neglected that spend order. Close ranks doesn't really matter, but you can get your little react going after you close ranks. So you can just go to card, commit reserves to reduce the entering rank. That can get pretty cool. Maybe you start recurring commit reserves and then start dropping level 4s in rank 1. It will cost you a lot of cards in hand, so I don't know if that's possible. But let's see. Hey, you finally got the stream to work. Oh, I'm so happy. Did you miss anything major? You missed Ashen Storm, which we give a thumbs up. You missed Banshee, which we gave a thumbs down, and now we're on tactics actions. So you haven't missed too much, and you missed me talking a whole lot of shit. But don't worry, I'll be doing that plenty. And yes, we were talking all about you, buddy. So Cut a Path is a rogue one. So this could be something cool. Like you bring this in. Oh wait, no, it's a fighter. I thought it was a rogue. I just didn't think of Marcus Shaw. So never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about here. But Bahala Shout, barbarians can play that without spending. So that's a tactics action. But see, like the tactics actions themselves, the ones with the traits, like there's not really that many. Coordinated Assault, that was one someone mentioned before. We'll kind of just throw this up here. This is a pretty good one. Gets 2 people attacked. So like the tempo that you get from this card is like really good. So this could be one to note. But just like with that, this is a tactics action. There are other things like Command Post. So this could be a really good one. Commander Caton has that rocking, but giving a character power attack +5 until the end of turn, like that's really good. Before the other character within 1 rank performs a melee strike from an attack. So before they attack, they can power attack. That's really good. Something that you can just do in any kind of cavalry warlord. Sandbox, getting some initiative, so you go really fast is really good. Teamer if you're using him, but Uthanax Ring, so fixing an illegal rank, having someone fall for free, and then just getting an action back, get the obliterate so that the Rotarius can outplay it. And if your opponent doesn't see it coming ahead, then it's just like, uh-oh. But generally speaking, I think this is just like Banshee. I'm going to say it's a thumbs down. I love the tactics flair. I just think there are better that we will get to. We are going in alphabetical order, unfortunately. So I didn't come out swinging with some of these. But, in general, if you're going to go for that, thanks for the sub, Carvin Custom. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the prime. And welcome to Jersey, by the way. Welcome to the fold. So the tactics action, it's kind of So that's really where it's at. If you were planning on running Setrock anyway, this could absolutely be your battlefield and be totally fine. But this one's almost too fair, in my opinion. So let's get to one of the unfair ones, I think, and one of the better ones here, Bloodbath Arena. So there are also, just like there are trait battlefields based off of the action trait or whatever, there's also one for each class that has, something that has to do with each of their strengths. So fighters, obviously, what are they good at? They're good at fighting. They're good at killing. So all fighters you control gain +3 attack, which is really, really good. So even your level 1s that normally would have, like let's say even a Gunda. Gunda's now 6 attack. So it's even no reason to ever play Akvuk. Poor Akvuk. React. Once per turn, after target fighter you control kills an opposing character with a melee strike, the target performs a melee strike that may target an additional rank away. So this is, again, once per turn. Thank the Lord. Otherwise, you just infinitely swing. So either way, right off the bat, there is explosive tempo-ness. The reason why Spencer Latham was always so good and still is today is you can kill 2 level 1 characters if they're just 1 HP standard starters and then someone falls. But then there's also things like Outmatch that you can play that let you react right away and kind of get tempo. There's characters like Lorik, whose melee strike can already attack an additional rank away. So you're swinging +4, react +4 again. Their Warlord's now spent in rank 2. First action of the game before they even get to do anything. You have that ability with this card. If you're going to play a front rank fighter, you're already just going to get that. You have essentially a better Bloodthirsty off the bat. So that's really good. It doesn't help you get to the front rank. It doesn't help you get to the front rank through this ability, but once you're there, you're good to go. And the good thing is, while it waits for you to get there, all your other characters you can build around. So this one's absolute money. Let's take a quick look. This is also a tutorial. Why are we saving? Good thing that doesn't come up on stream. Otherwise, me trying to save a web page to this. Bloodbath seemed good with Brimmin to me to find extra actions to use with the extra rank swing. Absolutely. Good old Brimmin. Brimmin of the Marches. That's a good one. But let's look at fighters. Let's just do level 1 fighters for now. Type is character. So this is how 4E level 1 fighter characters. This is how you use the Accord Lands filter. So you can kind of see some of these just fighters that they will all kind of benefit from already having strikes. C8, it can be a little insane. I didn't really mean to do that, but I already clicked on it. Durga could be really good. Just having that one Durga. She swings, +5, kills, reacts, swings again. Then she removes a character from the discard pile, does a +3. So just one character generating 3 strikes right off the bat is pretty good. Galgalax, there you go. Gunda. Gush, before he dies, performs a melee strike. Oh, that's really good. So even if you lose initiative and then he dies, you react, +4, kill somebody else, then you react and swing at another character a rank away. Like, that's really good. Linnea Warsong, you have the offense backed by the defensive healing. That could be really cool. Percy Dorn doesn't need it. Oh, Ryan Mornington, you were so broken. He's there. Squire Aragon, if you want to do some extra wounds. So, look, even the devoted, if you leave them sitting there long enough, they're going to swing back. People might not know the Chosen One, but this guy is really not meant for fighting. He is meant for finding other copies of himself and keeping you a little stable. So that's what he's there for. Trug lets you go and perform a melee strike an additional rank away, so someone in rank 2 can swing at rank 1, hit, and then swing again. So that could be pretty cool. So there's a lot of options here. So yeah, in general, I think this one's money. Just because of the strength of fighters as is, we're going up. We're giving this one really, really, really good rating. Which is at this point just thumbs up. That's really all you get. Tempest Guard starts with Planner. Look at that. I don't even know what that dev card does. But I'm sure it's like if it has a certain stat, it gains this ability. So that's probably what it is. Your Warlord has a static text, meaning commanding presence buffs. There you go. Oh, wow. That's true. That is true. Oh, man. Commanding presence. All right. Let me show everybody that. Good call, Woodrow. Mister, I'm not going to type at all during this commanding. So let's take a look at this. This is a card that is an auto-include in any Adarami deck. So adjacent lower-level characters gain 3 attack. This fighter gains +1 attack, AC, and skill for each other character in this rank that is gaining an attack bonus from this fighter. So basically it extends the adjacent ones out. So as long as you have that wide front rank, you're getting buffed up. Doesn't matter. As long as you're in the rank, you're getting that bonus. So this is a really cool one. But yeah, we're going to give this, we're giving this the thumbs up. So with that, let's move to the next one. The Bog of Bascaron. This is a cool one. So your monster's printed values less than 12 for AC and +2 for attack and skill are considered to be 12 and +2 respectively. So what the hell did that just mean? That is the legalese ruling wording to say if your attack is lower than +2, it's +2. If it's higher than that, that's fine. It is what it is. But you can only go to +2. And then for AC, you can only go to 12 AC. So Brine Fiend is +2 +12 with 2 skill and 2 HP. So when the Brine Fiends are in the bog, they're in their natural environment. That's Vic's word salad. Yeah. As I said, written in legalese. But yeah, just for anyone who has to kind of read that slow and read that again, that's basically the intent, but you can't just kind of write that. It's like you have to write it in a rulings format for clarity's sake. You can't be like, yeah, it just fucking does this thing. Like that's what AEG did back in the day, and that's why we're in trouble right now. So let's talk about the other order. Once per turn, inflict 1 wound on target mercenary monster you control. So mercenary monster, specifically for the mercs. Move the target forward or backward up to 3 ranks. So this is, you can be a blink dog, but you have to pay the blood price if you want to kind of go there. So wounding to move up. This is kind of meant for, obviously, for monster warlords like Shashish or whatever. There might be some other monster warlords out there. We can take a look, right? So mercenary monster. And let's go warlord. Why not? I think, let's see if we got who we're working with here, or if this is really just Bill. Oh, there's 2. Look at that. It's almost like I forgot this guy was a monster. There we go. You can get Vasharash up in the front. Remember what I said about paragraphs for text box? Yeah, that's my fault. My bad. But you can do something like wound Vasharash, who's a cleric, who can go up in the front. So now he's performing rogue actions. He's doing a +7 to spend. So he's being basically a cleric rogue without being a rogue. And he's giving 2 full Tiger's Lives to other monsters. The errated 2 full Tiger's Lives. Additionally, you can just go with this guy too. So he gets to the front rank right away and then does fighter things, because fighters are pretty good he can start obliterating. It's not bad. He doesn't have a way to heal himself, but you can also just run narrow tap, and that's also it. So now you don't have to run movement. You're basically building your deck around, okay, my monster warlord is now in the front rank, and the stat bonus is just kind of icing on the cake, where now like all your other monsters now just have better stats. So that's pretty cool. Flavor wise, this is really awesome. I really like it. Or it's really cool. So it's a good card, and it has nice art. Look at that. And obviously the moving 3 ranks, just again, for nostalgia purposes, and like your mind just connects that. It's like, oh, that's jackals. So like just seeing that, like, you want to be a jackal, I could be a jackal. You just have to be a mercenary monster, and you can be a jackal. Like that, it's funny. So thoroughly enjoy this. What other mercenary monsters that aren't warlords floating around? Let's take a look. This is probably gonna be an ass load. So let's go for the ones that want to move 3 ranks. So it's got to be, or less than or equal to. So it's got to be at least 3. So you could just run the Babbling Mouther up there. That's pretty cool. Dwarf Eater, if you're expecting to see some dwarf players. I know there's a few people like Forge Cake and Whirlpool who are like, ignore that card, but it's there. It does things. Throw an Ice Elemental up there. Ooh, there we go. This Sutek guy is pretty good. It does get a little weak, obviously, once you're wounding the move up. Oh, you can get the big-ass Leviathan and just keep it running up there. So by turn 2, you got it up there ready. Green Hag? I don't know. I don't think that's a monster. Or it should be a monster. Right? Yeah, no, it's not. Look at that. Or either that or it's wrong. You can take a little Phoenix. Just run that up there. That looks pretty good. Again, paragraph for text. 4E. Why did we do that? We did so many things right. Like trying to clear up cost and effect. But we did not elegantly design cards. Cutting North Wind. Yep. Thunic Hydra. Wound yourself. Get up there and now lose a strike. But yeah, this one I'd say in general, this is really cool. I like this one. It's got power to it. There's a clear direction you can build around it. So I'm going to say this one's a thumbs up. This one definitely, there we go. This one gets the vac seal of approval here. As long as you fully understand what that top one does, the bottom one is a lot easier, but you can build and plan it out. And you can go real fast. So that's really cool. Speaking of, well, the opposite of going very fast, we got gargoyles. They're not very quick. Or are they in 4E? Thek Rockbender, what up? Caverns of Flesh and Stone. Gargoyles you control gain +2 AC while spent and +4 AC while stunned. Order once per turn. You may spend target Dwarf Warlord. That's a cost, so you have to target your own Dwarf Warlord. And this is only an option, so just once per turn, you now decide if you're spending a Dwarf Warlord or not. Ready 1, 2 if you spent your Warlord. Target non-stunned gargoyles you control. So basically, it's order, ready a gargoyle that's non-stunned, or if it's order, spend your warlord, and you get 2. That's how that reads, and they have to be non-stunned specifically. So this makes Gargoyle Cavalry a little better. Thek Rockbender, it gives it a little bit of defense, but it also gives the offense of readying to get them swinging. So life is crying in the corner about this battlefield. Thek is doing all right. Don't worry about Thek. Let's talk about Thek. Oh no, I cleared 4E. Whatever. Good old Thek Rockbender. Jason, he turned people into gargoyles, so that's really cool. So if you're gonna be in the front rank, he can go up there and just do those things. Your gargoyles within 1 rank have +3 attack and power attack 5, so they hit like bricks. Because they're stone. Get it? And your dwarf clerics may equip 1 fighter item. So he could put on Fiendish Plate. We'll talk about why that's important later. But for now, he can do that. That Rockbender has also got the benefit of having Amber Gargoyle back. The previously banned Amber Gargoyle, because Ancients has infinite combos. He can start 2 of these. And Mend, which is the 2 HP cleric that gives gargoyles some bonus. So strictly better than life. Yes, he is. I think so anyway. I want to see some people do some things with life, so I'm going to keep talking trash on him in hopes that somebody comes out there and comes out swinging with him, because he's cool. He's just not good. But Amber Gargoyle getting over there. So now the Amber Gargoyle, after it swings, it's going to have 2 AC. If it dies, it comes back, and then, you can always ready it. So you have your offense coming in. If you want to go just Gargoyle Cavalry, you can as well. You have the ability to ready non-stun gargoyles. So after turn 2, you can ready, I don't even know if alloy gargoyle is 4E. I don't even remember. I don't remember the 4E gargoyles. I should remember this. I had a Medusan Lord that literally threw them at people. But I'm currently drawing a blank. So 4E gargoyles. Let's look at so. Alright, Crystalline Gargoyle, I remember you. Dust Gargoyle, not too bad. Limestone, so you throw a Limestone and then go find other ones. Magma was a big one. Just taking off items as it hit, because items are very important in 4E. Throwing Nephilim Gargoyle at somebody. So, there's a lot, again, Sentinel Gargoyle, that was a good one. Just now, when it's adjacent to one, dwarves that are adjacent to it get 2 AC. So if they're already a spent gargoyle, they're getting any more AC. So you can have a massive front rank. Obviously, if they're playing Bloodbath Arena, then they just get more. But there's a few choice gargoyles. Quicksilver Gargoyle. There we go. Before he suffers a wound, he can ready, and he can perform that action while stunned. So if somebody does roll that 19 AC to hit him, he can just go up and swing. So there's some. You can go Gargoyle Cavalry if you want. I think it's better to just go Thek Rockbender and run this. So this is probably a lower one, but it has the flair and it's straightforward, which I like. So I'm gonna say this one's power level. It's okay. Power level. It's the only reason why it's not too insane. It's actually a little fair. And a lot of these other battlefields just do unfair things. This one's pretty fair. It's got flavor, and it's got the historical. Well, they're dwarves, so we just got to do okay things. We can't do broken things, since we did the first dwarf thing we did was make King Zod, and then the rest of the faction has been paying his sins ever since. Even though even he died in the story, don't matter. Dwarves are still getting screwed by every single AEG, Phoenix Interactive, and Guardians of the Storm moving forward. With that, so we'll give this one an It's So now we have a third option here. Let's go. We're 7 of 30, and I'm already 43 minutes in, so I'll try to pick it up. Chaos Caverns. This is the Earth themed one. So we just went from talking about gargoyles to talking about earth actions. Your characters can perform earth actions regardless of class restrictions and gain +1 level for performing them. React once per turn after a character you control performs an earth action. Target any number of stun characters you control. Unstun each target. So this is a once per turn, just everybody in your army is unstunned. So again, kind of like the same way that I was talking about the other ability, where it mostly lends towards ones that are like cavalry and you're stunning guys up and then you're just getting the speed there, which is usually really what those decks need. What earth actions are there that are very important? Let's see. 4E. Trait. Earth. So I don't remember a lot of these. So it's a little bit all over the place. Battle tunes. Why is that an earth action? It's the trees are playing it. That's why. The trees know how to play musical instruments. There we go. I guess trees are technically natural flutes, so they can play that. I don't know. There's some woodwind instruments and some other good things going there. Blessings of Granite. Conjure Storm. Oh yeah, that's air and earth, because you throw rocks into a storm cloud and then pop. They come from anywhere. Crevice to point, click, and delete any non-warlord character, literally removed from the game. If it's a warlord, they take 2, so that's a good one. Detonate. Heart of the Warrior is an earth action. That's interesting. Hungry spirits, like Earth is kind of all over the place here. Venom vines is an Earth action. I guess that makes sense. Nature, so unnatural. Even though like undeath and necromancers are all about unnatural, I guess that kind of makes sense. I don't know. Well, anyway, so this one, there's not really that many. Like, if you really want to play some Earth actions for some other reason, I don't really see any of these that are kind of, oh yeah, I absolutely need to play Hungry Spirits. Like, it doesn't really get better. Crevice, that like maybe you got something going there. Maybe some Cleric can kind of throw it out there. You probably want to go Cleric or Wizard to get that, so that they can get like shards or things like that. But most of them are all spend orders. Unless you want everybody to be able to play Purify if you're afraid of poison rates. Not a lot going on here, so let's try the text. This is, instead of a tactics action. Really? Autofill? What? This is an Earth action. You guys came here to watch me type. Well, there's only 4 that are fit that. If you're going to play Earth method, orders spend it to gain 2 AC to the end of the turn. Technically, you do that, and then you can unstun everybody. Gravity Rod, you can throw it at somebody and then unstun everybody. If react speed, after a stun character moves forward, they take a wound, and then you unstun everybody. Or Spitting Cobra. Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm going to say this one is hot garbage. Anybody can play the actions regardless of class. Okay. So, unless you guys have some kind of crazy combo from those Earth actions, I don't see it, because the actual benefit to react and unstun everybody isn't really going to fit. So, like, unless there's some kind of broken, like, oh yeah, I made this for an infinite combo, like, then it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Judgment Day, like, I guess, like, that's about the only thing you can do here with it. So if you're going to play Judgment Day. So what is it? Everyone's like, what is Judgment Day? Let's take a look. This is one of those fake promos that doesn't exist for real. I don't think oh, it's Judgment without the E. No. All right, let's just put Day. I'll find you under J. Where are you? H-I. Look, it's not even coming up. Why can I not find Judgment Day? Am I missing it? Day of the Raven. That comes up. But Judgment Day does not come up. Maybe because it's a challenge card. Is it a challenge card? I don't think so. So here we go. I'm going to clear off Judge without the E. So you can spell Judgment with or without the E. It's actually why the English language is stupid. There we go. Now it's coming up. I must have had some other weird one going over here. Trying to give away tech. Okay, so Warlord only. Look at this. The fact that you have this blurry ass image shows you, again, this was a card that Woodrow and Josh made in their basement. And they're like, teehee, we're going to pretend this is a real 4E promo, because the 4E designers do not remember this card at all. Until the end of turn, good characters gain +4 attacking against evil characters, and all characters have the ability, order, stun this character, perform a melee strike. So there you go. You can make Judgment Day a win condition, I guess. So that's something cool. But the actual theme of going for any other Earth actions seems kind of bogus. I'm going to give this one a thumbs down. Not a fan of it. So Day of Judgment. Yeah, it depends. I guess if we were translating from Spanish into English, it would be Day of Judgment. But it is... Yeah, this battlefield is whack. I'm going to go with that one. I don't think it's good. But feel free to Judgment Day all day. Just, Sarah Connor up in this bitch. That's how it goes. Moving on. Oh, let's talk about a real battlefield instead of that whack-ass Chaos Caverns. Dilchant's Abandoned Keep. Lowercase d. There we go. We don't capitalize the D in Dilchant, even when it's the first word. Fighters you control gain the Paladin trait and +1 level for equipping items. Everybody's Zod and then some. Clerics you control gain the Seer trait and +1 level for performing actions. Okay, so that seems pretty good. React once per turn after target paladin or seer you control equips and item. So we have a typo here, Woodrow. You got that extra D up in this bitch. So there we go. This must be an official AEG promo. Once per turn, after target paladin or seer you control equips an item or performs an action card, ready the target. So while these over here, so okay, this is a paladin seer joint option here. So +1 level for equipping items for pretty much every fighter, and the paladin trait is just right off the bat, it's already worth it. +1 level for performing actions on clerics, like that's a bonus. I don't know if there's any level 6 cleric actions in 4E worth playing. There might be, but I don't know. But maybe now you can target lower level characters, so that can be pretty cool. But then essentially this just, as long as you're a paladin, so as long as you're a fighter or a cleric, once per turn after you do something, it readies, except for like an order on your ability. So as long as you're playing an action or equipping an item, which will be most of your deck, you just basically ready the target once per turn. So I can see a lot of fighters basically going up, getting real aggressive with this, and then just using themselves to ready. So you might need Sadai Rowan to, if you expect this one to be here a lot, that is how you counter it. So before we even talk about what it does, let's talk about how to stop it. Sadai Rowan. Once per turn after an opposing character readies from an opposing character's action outside the ready phase, target character. The opposing character does not ready. You may ready your target. So you can just absolutely just snatch their thunder, put this down. But otherwise, if they don't have this card's pretty insane. Being able to use your Warlord or any kind of key beater is just boom, that's it. And getting the bonus of equipping items, so you can now increase the cost curve of the items you're going to play. Equipping level 7s in the front rank is really good. You don't have to delay to get that key level 7 item, and there are tons of them. Or even just like a Dragon Buckler. You can now equip it in rank 2. That's totally fine. Or rank 1 if you have some other kind of coolness going on. So this one's money. This one is absolute money. Fighters are already good enough. Clerics, they're not too bad either. So both of these, giving them all paladins. Like paladins have a lot of crazy stuff in here, like Faith and Steel. Level 9 in the 3rd rank is definitely good stuff for sure. I think this one is just, it's clear cut. There's a lot of warlords that can run it, and a lot of warlords that would run it. Bane, Sir Robert of Andover. Now Sir Robert as a paladin, like, come on, that's really good. So this one's absolutely getting a thumbs up. It does unfair things, so it makes people want to play Sadai Rowan. That's what I would say. Making Kerberos. Oh, look at you go. Is that what you were hoping for, Woodrow, to make Kerberos? He was fine without this, but now he's even better. Moving along. Dithanis' Graveyard. All right, elf people, calm down. We already know. This looks like a scene from the Blair Witch. Like, what the hell is going on here? Undead you control gain react. Before this character is killed, target an opposing character within 1 rank. Target opposing character within 1 rank must succeed with a fortitude save, DC 10, or suffer a wound. So everyone's baby Amatria Tanzik. That's pretty cool. And it's before it's killed, target opposing character within 1 rank. So it doesn't matter how this character dies. It's just, all right, if I'm dying, somebody within 1 rank is making a DC 10, and they're taking a wound. Order once per turn. Target elf undead you control performs a melee strike. Kill the target. So this one, again, this is the undead recursion. Artenalis, the infamous engine in the undead package in Ancients, along with Kargas, made his debut in 4E. So that's where this kind of comes in with, I think Skyrek is also in 4E. Pretty sure he is, right? Somebody want to let me know on that one? I don't even know. But Skyrek. Were you 4E? Yeah, there you go. You got the penis tower bug on you. That's what's up. 4E Skyrek. So that with Artenalis, you can do some pretty cool stuff. Just if you're going to play an undead themed deck, again, this just like with Ashen Storm, Ashen Storm's Manor, this one kind of seems like a natural fit. You can DC 10 everybody to your heart's content as they go. And then once per turn, you basically just, kill any undead elf and just have them just perform a melee strike. If they're spent, then they also can react and DC 10 as they're getting that melee strike. It is once per turn, of course, so you can't just keep killing your army, and going nuts. This one seems pretty cool. It's a little fair. I like it. Pretty straightforward. The elf recursion is pretty okay in 4E. Not like what it is in Ancients, but still not bad. So I like this one. I'm gonna say this one's good. We're gonna give it a little. We're gonna give it like that. So this one's all right. I'm on board with it. 1/3 of the way through, and it is time for a hydration break. So my throat does not dry out while we go through this. All right. Hall of Fallen Heroes. Your Warlord gains defend +10, repost +10, and can repost after range strikes. All right, so that's not bad. Once per turn, double R in that. Love it. There you go. This is how we proofread it. Once per turn, after your Warlord kills an opposing character, remove up to 2 cards in an opposing discard pile from the game, or destroy target item within 2 ranks, or search your deck for an item card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So this is after your Warlord kills an opposing action. You get to choose some of these options. I really like these options too. It really is like a smorgasbord of things. Just searching for an item just seems nuts. And that's kind of usually one of the ones that you really just want to do anyway, because it's just card advantage or thinning your deck. So you'll do it most times than not. But it also has the ability to remove something from the discard pile if it's going to be pesky. So like if you're dealing with the undead horde that we were just looking at before, you could start removing them so they can't be recurred. So you can change up that strategy and get that flexibility as you go. Or just destroy target item within 2 ranks. Like, items are really good in 4E. So point, click, delete that. Like, that's awesome. Your Warlord gains defend +10 and repost +10 and can go after range strike. So this is really going for an Uber feel. That's what I kind of get out of this. It's like Uber with that. So Warlord's like Good Leafer, who's absolutely boring as shit, but he can get really good because now he's going to defend and repost anything and everything. So, and then he's also going to help just to get bigger really fast because he'll be up in the front killing Warlords, no problem. Or killing characters as a Warlord. And that's the thing to remember. Your Warlord has to be the one that kills the opposing character to do this. So, searching your item, that's where this kind of gets a little curved because your Warlord really has to be up there doing the Warlord things in the front rank and doing the killing, or even in rank 2, killing an opposing character in order to kind of search out for items. So, you're probably only searching for level 6, maybe level 7s with that, but not bad. This one I'm going to say is the reposts on range strikes can get really cool. Martyr's Hide isn't 4E, right? Yeah, no. Is there a Warlord that does like massive repost all the time? I can't remember for the life of me in 4E. I probably did something like this in an analysis. Check out the 4E analysis and do the work because my brain cannot recall this at this point. But reposting on range strikes is really good. So yeah, this one's fine. Talon's-in. Can Talon's-in infinitely repost? Or is he just extra repost? Let's see. But either way, he could like this. He's going to be up in the front. He can repost twice. That's what it is. This guy is fun. Just first action, flurry of knives, kill your Ada. React up. Yeah, this guy's good. So he can definitely get a lot of mileage out of this. So he can defend to him and then get some extra reposting. And then he can search out for items and then he can run back and equip them. So that's really cool. That's a good call there. He needs to search for a chiropractor. Yeah, that is definitely not good for the lumbar spine. Luckily, he's got good core strength, so his lumbar is fine. It's not putting in any work. It's all that core muscle right there. My man can probably crush a melon just by bending over on it. So he is good to go. Just Talon's-in, my man. Yeah, so this one's okay. You can run it with Talons in. That's some flair right there. Cabalite Tower of Terror. You couldn't just call it Cabalite Tower because that's a thing. You can't call it Tower of Terror because Disney's going to sue. So we get Cabalite Tower of Terror. Wounds inflicted by spells cast by your Warlord may not be reduced. So, okay, my spells are now hand axe. That's really nice. Order, once per turn, your Warlord may perform a scribe check at DC 20. If successful, they may attach a spell from your discard pile as if scribed. So the good thing here is whenever you cast that spell that you're scribing from the discard, it doesn't get removed from game. So things like Ring of Savant usually did that, or like Tome of Memory, even like the Ancients card. Anytime you're scribing from the discard pile, the way that you keep it from being infinitely recurred is by making sure it gets removed after played. This one doesn't do that. So that's the non-obvious strength of this card. So you can basically, there's one spell that you really want to cast every turn, you can do that with this, assuming you pass that scribe check. So play skill boosts, play scribe bonuses and things like that, and you're good to go. But it's really straightforward. I don't really there's no other real cards to kind of look for this one. It's just kind of, yep, you're playing a wizard, then yes. Who's that guy who got like TikTok famous just by pointing at things and showing that people are dumb? That's what he's going to do. He's going to be like, oh, you're a wizard. Just point at this one. Play this one. There are other wizard ones, though, that you can play. But this one's okay. Yeah, Vin Diesel. You're right. That's who it was. Good call, Bobby. Thank you. Cabalite Tower of Terror. It's fine. So if you're going to play some kind of spell blitzer, that's really about it. It's really straightforward. It's almost borderline fair compared to some of these other ones. But letting you recur the same spell over and over again with no penalty for failure is really nice. So, yeah, it's okay. If this was the Roman arena, they would not be thumbs down and sent to death. They'd be like, yeah, they're fine. They get to fight again. So here we go. Lair of Flame and Fang. So you couldn't just say Lair of Flame Fang, and just let it be that this dwarf died and this was Flame Fang. I guess you didn't want to be known and come out and just say, yes, I hate dwarves and kill their dwarven dragon. But that's essentially what you did, because that is clearly Flame Fang in his post-life status. He doesn't turn into a Medusan Lord like life does when he does. Anyway, this one's also, look at this, not too much text to read. Your level 6 and higher characters may enter play up to one rank lower. Order, once per turn. Spend a level 6 or higher character you control. Draw 2 cards. This is straightforward power gas. If you were running a Dragon drop deck, if you were running an Erish drop deck at a Chosen, this one's awesome. So in a format where you are doing super fast things, because that's what this format does, is we saw like the Bloodbath Arena. There's a lot of things that make you go super fast here. And that's what these build decks, like these Dragon Rancher decks, these Demon Rancher decks, they're trying to do. They're trying to build up, and they need to do it fast. So the ability to draw cards and the ability to get their characters in lower is how you kind of offset that. So this is perfect. I think it's a solid ability. It's right there, and it's almost addressing a gap that's going to exist once you kick the speed of the format up a little bit. And the up to, there you go, exactly. Wyvern, it up to doesn't seem to stack with other things like Drasic and Bribe. No, it does stack. Up to, with the up to, it gives you the flexibility where you don't have to put your character into rank 5. You want to put them in 6, so then you get to 7 and drop like your 8 one. You can do things like that. That's basically what it was. It gives you the flexibility of what rank you want to put them into so that you can clearly do it. Bribe does combo with this because Bribe is an order. Everybody needs to remember that. You can't double Bribe. Never double Bribe or you get DQ'd. But that any kind of Bribe and then any of the lowering ranks or reacting at the ranks also still go with it. So Dragon's Egg, all that is totally Gucci. So you can drop a level 6 dragon the front rank real quick. And then instead of attacking, just draw 2 cards. But that also offsets the ability of ranching them because you got to spend cards like Bribe from your hand in order to get this. So this lets you refuel, get through your deck faster, draw potentially more characters to hold off the onslaught. So yeah, this one, win. I like it. I'm a big fan of Drasic Barenge, whatever it is. Why am I a fan of Drasic Barenge? Well, Drasic. You can't spell his name without New Jersey. With that, let's move on. I just ruined that Warlord for a lot of people. Loki's Lab. If your Warlord has no subclass, strikes, and actions... if your Warlord has no subclass, strikes and actions they perform... Let's see, this is like this comma kind of throws me off because I think subclass, strikes, and actions are part of a list. That's how I was reading this at first, but no. If your Warlord has no subclass, stop. Strikes and actions they perform generated by items and action cards gain +3 to die rolls and DC saves. There's a lot of ands going on in this one. What does that first sentence say? That first sentence says, hey, remember when Loki was errated? All right, he's not. You're good to go. That's what this one says. But it also says you don't have to necessarily be Loki. You could be something else, and they'd be kind of lower Loki. But that's basically what that does. Order once per turn, target an unstunned item equipped by a character you control with no subclass. Ready the target item or return it to your hand. Yeah, this is, again, just like the namesake. This one is for Loki. Let's pull him up. Loki. Look at this. We're loving dwarves now. So the actual printed text here is basically, you can just kind of read that and you can ignore the errata where his range strikes and saves from DC's action performed by items was +2 instead of +5. So that with that +3, his +2, it goes back to 5. He's already +1 level for equipping items, so that's good. So he's going to put on a whole bunch of wizard. He's going to put on Doombringer and then be able to Doombringer twice per turn with this battlefield. So... not who I would play it with. Ooh, you got some spice, Les Luda. I like it. There's some other wizards that can probably do things with items, and they don't have a subclass. They can absolutely essentially become Loki plus whatever they were in their original incarnation. So you can do things like that too. Obviously, lowest hanging fruit is just go Loki, and I liked Loki. I mean, that was one of the reasons why he got errated. Because I was just killing people with that. But that wasn't hard to figure out. That's not like, hey, Vax a genius. Look, he just figured out a Loki day. No, I just looked at this Overlord like, this is stupid. It shouldn't be like this. Why did you do this, Art? And it's like, okay, I'll show you. Ooh, there we go. I see some coffin. Pinion can use this. There we go. There you go. You're staying in the Dwarven faction and Pinion doing all those traps. That's a good call, bud. That's a good call, Wyvern. I'm just going to call you Wyvern instead of Wyvern. You can be like 2 wyverns, but I'm gonna call you Y from now on. That's what you got. But good call there for sure. This one's good. I like it. I like the inspiration for it. I like the straightforwardness of it, but it also still gives you an ability that actually is worth it. So we're going good. We're going good with this one. Magmatic Mausoleum. Alliteration. I love it, Woodrow. Thank you. Your characters may perform fire actions regardless of class restrictions and gain +1 level for performing them. So this is the fire action battlefield. React. After the initiative phase, target an opposing character in a front rank. The target must make a dexterity save, DC 13, or suffer a wound. So this battlefield probably does the most battlefield thing because it says, hey, there's, volcanic activity around us. You might get some lava on you, so you got to make that dexterity save or you're going to get burnt. So that react is okay. I like that it is initiative phase because that is a very thematic thing with a lot of these fire actions. They do trigger after initiative in 4E. So there's actually also a lot of fire actions in 4E. evocation magic is the one that everyone loves in D&D. So fire actions are the ones that everyone loves in 4E Warlord. So let's take a look. Not text. Let's go trait. Fire. Ooh, fire elemental. Look at that. So you can do things like every wizard can outplay Cauterize. That's pretty cool. Every character can play Fire Odin. Target a character 2 ranks away. Target up to 2 characters in the rank behind. So you can play a fighter with this and just go up and be like, yeah, that's what's up. That's just funny. Fire Seeds. There we go. Suffering wound. Remove a wound from each target you control and do that. Fire and Steel. Until the end of the turn, this fighter has the ability, after hitting target character with a melee strike, the target must succeed with a magic DC 20 or suffer a wound. Perform an attack without spending... Oh, I like that. After this fighter performs a fire action, perform a +7. Okay, yeah. So, Fire and Steel. I forgot this card exists. Yeah, that's real good. I like this card. So after you perform a fire action... Oh, wait. Is this not a fire action? Ah, come on. Why are you going to do this to me? Why is the react on these things not a fire action? Like, add that sentence on there, but you're crushing my hopes and dreams of playing these mediocre battlefields. But with this one, incentives, there we go. That's a fire action. I like. So everybody can play incentives, but already too. Everybody can play incinerate. Hey, you want to spend $30 on a better version of fiery bolts? Yeah, you go right ahead and do it. Meteor Swarm. This could get really good if you have like Ravenous Zahn can play this one because he has massive skill and Free Kingdoms getting Ada. So you could turn him into that. Yavlo dislikes. Yeah, everybody becoming Yavlo. It's like, come on. So yeah, there's some cool fire actions. And this is just after initiative phase. So the searching for text of this is a fire action doesn't matter. Because this is just going every initiative. You're just... So this one, again, with this ability, it's basically... Before anyone even does an action in the game, you're already DC checking something to have it take a wound, which is really cool and really good. So, of the trait battlefields, I like this one the best. But even then, again, it's super fair. It is super, super fair. Like if these battlefields weren't just hey, we're gonna play them this month and then forget they exist, if they were gonna be a permanent battlefield, this is one that would be a permanent battlefield. You know, like that. It seems fair and can kind of fit in there and not do too crazy stuff, but in an alternate format, this is kind of like gives you a little bit of a benefit, and it clearly puts you in a theme. But it's not over the top insane like some of these other ones. So for that, we do have to give it a thumbs down. But of the traded action ones, I like this one the best. Moving on, even better than Earth. Shut up with that. Netherland's Underworld. Oh, look at that. That's a demonic skull of lava over there. Your necromancers and assassins inflict an additional wound which strikes and actions against spent characters. Order once per turn. Kill target character you control. The next strike roll made by a necromancer or assassin you control this turn is a critical success. So a lot of big potential there. Obviously, assassins are stealthing in and coming after you. But in 4E, you don't have to go very far because so many fighters are coming to you. Yes, cackles in Morgan. That's exactly what this does. So his strikes, though. So his DC checks aren't going to do it, but his 2+1 melee strikes can do it. Or any spell he really casts, they're doing extra wounds against spent characters. So he's kind of like Shadow Bolt's Fade Rowan right now. So that's really cool. No, they do. What do you mean, no, they do? Inflicts a wound which strikes. Oh, and actions targeting spent characters. Oh, I got to keep reading. Look at that. You're right, Bobby. Look at you go. Thank God you kept reading. Yeah, I know. Fucking moron. That's really cool. So it's just extra wounding for Morgan and the Wizard Spell Blitz. That can get really nice. And then the critical success is just, if Uber fighters are going to be a thing, this is how you stop it. You just kill any of the inconsequential characters and go for it. Or any assassins love critical successes, so they don't have to roll. And then they do, here's 12 wounds, you're dead. This one, again, is one of those straightforward ones, but the power level is insane. You just kind of look at this one. It's like, okay, you're playing a necromancer or an assassin. This is what you're playing. If one of your warlords have one of these two traits, you absolutely should do that. And even then, if you have a deck that happens to have a lot of characters of this trait, they still get that benefit. So that's also what you got to remember. There are other assassins and necromancers running around, especially in elves. So with the undead recursion, you can actually even go this as well. So instead of getting that DC 10, if you want, you can go extra wounds for here. So your necromancers are doing it if you expect that they're going to do a lot of the lifting. So this one I'm going to say good. I like this one. We are halfway through. Time for another drink. Especially because now I'm not reading cards and missing actions over here. So, Nightmare Plains. Yeah, this looks like a thing in Nightmare. This is some metal art, I gotta say. Woodrow didn't Google spooky art. He's like metal as fuck art. What do I go for? So, this is Iron Maiden's new album. So anyway, your level 3 or higher characters gain writing plus 10. React. After a character you control of level 3 or higher moves into your front rank, they perform a melee strike. So Commander Caton obviously likes this. It's not subclass related. It's just, okay, anyone who's going to run steeds. This is Commander Caton. That's really who this is for. But any kind of other fighter cavalries can kind of do that. So yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Who's yelling stuff? Loki's lab is better for Yavlo than Mausoleum. High Priest Natural Starter can cast all the spells. Oh, look at you go. That's cute. So yeah, you can have some level 4 actions out of High Priest Natural. High Priest Natural was broken beforehand anyway. Don't worry about that. So anyway, Nightmare Plains. That's where we're on. We're not going back. We're not turning this card back around. All right, that's the opposite threat we're doing here. But yeah, this is Commander Caton. If you're running Commander Caton, you do this so that you get the tempo of getting a melee strike as you enter the front rank. After a character you control level 3 or higher moves into your front rank, they perform a melee strike. This is not once per turn. So if you're throwing up any level 3 or higher characters to the front rank, they're all getting strikes. They don't need to have a steed. They don't have to have anything. Riding is just there. Obviously, if you're playing a cavalry deck, you're going to have big characters, but any character of level 3 or higher that gets in there gets a melee strike. So that's pretty good. Denal, Denal got errated. Otherwise, Denal in rank 1 is order move back a character, create illegal ranks with this infinite combo. There you go. So yeah, that react is really strong. Does this work with falling forward? Yes, because that is moving forward. You're not performing an action to move, but that's not what this says. This just says you have to move. If it said performs an action to move, that's different. Or if it says performs a maneuver, like Kang Z says, or Kang Shi, the Nothrog. Why it says maneuver, I don't know. But no, I mean, as long as they aren't stunned, it doesn't matter that they are stunned. Because your Warlord is the one that has this battlefield's text. After a character you control of level 3 or higher moves into your front rank, they perform a melee strike. So yeah, every single level 3 or character, the second they get up there, the first thing they do is say hello and punch somebody in the face. That's what this one says. So this one's good. I'm going to give it the thumbs up for that react only. The writing is just inconsequential, I think. You can build around just the react alone. But yeah, if you're Commander Caton, definitely run this. Moving on. Nocturne Alley. Rogues you control gain +2 to strike rolls targeting spent characters and +2 AC while spent. So this is the rogue one. Order once per turn. Move target rogue you control forward or backward 1 rank. Perform a decree. This is really cool. I guess it's strong in different ways. The tempo that you get. And that was really what Rogues in 4E really got. They definitely were like action advantage. Things like Thimble Rig that existed was definitely a new flair to the Rogues, which makes sense because they're dexterous. They're quick. So I like it. I like this thematically for sure. it could be very good too. It basically says order Bull Rush, if that's what you want to use your decree on, or you just, all right, it's safe. I run to the front and now I stealth in. You can do things like that. But all rogues getting +2 to strike rolls, targeting spent characters. Again, it's targeting spent characters, which is very thematic for rogues, but it's not as good as like the fighters getting +3. But that's the thing. Like I'm thinking like in terms of like starters. Rogues, if you're attacking spent characters with your starting, you're already losing out on action advantage because you should be attacking the ready characters to win that initial tug of war. Because that's very important in 4E. This one, I'm gonna go like this. I really want to give it a thumbs up. I like what's cooking here. I just don't think it's not top 5. Maybe top 15. Yeah, it's definitely top 15. But I'd say it's good. If you ran this and then you did cool things with it, I'd be happy. Sarakian Badlands. Here we go. This looks like it was straight out of Dune. Like, that's definitely a sandworm up in this. It's all about the spice. All about the pumpkin spice. There we go. We got an hour, 21 minutes till my second pumpkin spice reference. There we go. Very spooky. Hashtag spooky season. You basic bitch. Your level 1 and 2 characters gain power attack +10 while targeting higher level characters with melee strikes. Order once per turn. All characters have a penalty to attack, AC, and skill equal to their level until the end of turn. This is awesome. It's very Cabal Spire thematic influence where, all right, if everyone's going to be front rank fighters, I'm going to play Weenie Rush. And then my weenies are going to win in the stat bonus once you go. And this is, you decide when you turn on that penalty to AC, attack, and skill. So you definitely swing numbers into your way. And giving everybody power attack is very nice. +10 is also nothing to scoff at. And it's while targeting higher level characters with melee strikes. So that's also very important. If we are expecting front rank fighters, this is one that could be really good. And this could be one that's like a hard counter to it. In terms of level 1 Weenie Rush, I mean, you can run Sir Robert as a support. You can run Setrock as a support with all Nothrog level 1s. And then Crunch Strategies isn't in 4E, is it? Nah. Damn. That could have been good. Right. It's not. Crunch Strategies isn't. I don't think it is, but I'm going to Google it just in hopes that it changes. Unfortunately, it did not gain the 4E bug. Nah. Sad. Oh, this would have been so good in 4E. Sadly, not. But I like this one. This one's really good. I should check the Freaks character base. Don't worry. They're good on level 1s and 2s. I'll do you that solid, but don't worry. They're all set. This isn't the beginning of CE where Sheelara has to be the starter. So this one's good. I like it. The really cool design. It really has awareness of what this meta in 4E currently is, and it gives you the out and the means to kind of address it. So, muy bueno here. Muy bien. Me gusta. Meow gustas. It's very good. Oh, this is also a good one. I really like this one. Temple of the Harvester. While you control The Chosen, Daemon, or Thrall, your hand size is increased by 1. Hello, Sanguinel. What up? You're a Chosen. You know what, Chosen? We didn't design a whole lot of cards for you in the card pool, even though in 4E you're kind of balanced. But if you're Chosen, you're Sanguinel. So you go have fun. That's what this card says, which is really awesome. Giving people incentive to play The Chosen. React once per turn after your The Chosen demon. Yes, that's right. I will always read it in that funny way where it's The Chosen. Once per turn after your The Chosen demon or thrall is killed. Before fixing illegal ranks, return the target to play in the same orientation and rank, regardless of formation, with 1 hit point. So, react, sever flesh for a daemon or thrall, and your +1. You were let's make Sanguinel into the Chosen faction. Like, there's so much to love here. This is really good. I really like this one. Again, if not just to show the Chosen a little love, I really like what it's got going on here, and giving them a Severed of Flesh ability seems like a very natural marriage to that whole mechanic. So thematic, design wise and actual place like this, we're going 2 thumbs up. I like this one. Very, very good. The Barons of Andover. Your rangers and scouts may use marksmanship on melee strikes and power attack on range strikes. Once per turn, before target ranger or scout chooses the target of a strike, they gain marksmanship +5 or power attack until the end of the turn. So this is pretty straight. Well, maybe it's not straightforward. It should be straightforward. That it doesn't matter if you have power attack or marksmanship. If you're a ranger or scout, you can do both. And you can do both in the same strike if you have both feats. And then once per turn, before you're targeting a strike, you gain that feat. So you can gain that feat and then marksmanship and then go an extra rank and then shoot somebody. And then if you have innate power attack, you can do this. So this is pretty cool. And marksmanship on melee is kind of good, by the way. Yes, it is, for sure. Giving your melee strikes the ability to go an extra rank. That sounds really nice. You just add 5, I guess. I mean, you can just play Crush. But extra wound as well. I mean, that's just what power attack and that does. But if you have both, now you can power attack, marksmanship, 3 wounds, crunch. That's pretty cool. So I like this. This one's pretty good. Power level is okay-ish. It's only giving marksmanship or power attack +5, whereas we've seen a lot of these other ones give 10. So you do have to work for this one. And rangers and scouts should have good enough skill. Let's say on average they have like 7. So you're looking at +12, so 8 ups. That's not bad. This one, yeah, I'm going to teeter a little bit, but more so leaning towards a thumbs up. Yeah, again, a top. It's definitely the top half of them, for sure. I don't think it's a top 5, but it's the top half. Oh God, the time has come, folks. We need to talk about the Black Marsh of Hate. Anyone who has read the Discord forum knows Gracchus the Old, friend of the show. He was on my stream last night, just coming in, just yelling about things. Black Marsh of Hate is stupid broken. It is stupid broken. I didn't say it's unbeatable, but this one is a little ridiculous. Your barbarians and druids gain spend order. Move target character within 2 ranks forward or backward 1 rank. React once per turn after an opposing character falls forward. Target barbarian or druid you control performs a +10 melee strike. So why is everyone getting all hubbub about this? Well, there's a lot of characters with barbarians and druids that they can just start and play. So let's take a look-see at that. Unfortunately, we can't go and or, so we got to go traits, druid. Let's start with that. Let's start with level 1 druid in 4E. And look at that. There's only 2. Markapple, Ivy, or Dryad. All right, so mercenary is where you have to go. Unfortunately, we need to start here. So you can go with those. You know what else is a mercenary? Really? Did I spell biting wrong? Are you not? Oh, because you're not level 1. Duh. Level 2. The Biting West Wind. You can start 2 of this guy. Markapple, Ivy, or Dryad in rank 1. And then just spend that. Their level 2 character. They move back a rank. Somebody falls forward spent. Somebody just fell forward, so these guys react, and now you get 2 +6s and a +10. First action in the game without playing a card. That's what I do. So that super burst is reason why Bloodbath is good. Is that because it gives you that initial just boom, hit you in the face with it. So that exists, and that's a thing. But also, there's no level gate on this. Your level 1s can pull an opposing Warlord forward 1 rank. Or you can push them back. Thing is, everyone remembers Etra Bloodvine, right? If you don't, maybe you didn't play Epic Edition. Let's go to Etra Bloodvine. There was a time where Etra was ultimate NPE and one of the top warlords. I remember I played it. Unfortunately, I pissed off a lot of people with this one. Yes, Kefka. It definitely is FF6 or FF3 Kefka. Druid Warlord. Order once return after the opposing character moves. No, that's not what it is. Order, spend a Druid in your army. Move target character in any first rank backward one rank. So this wasn't level gated either, but it had to be in the first rank and it had to go backwards. So they do, like, you shouldn't be pulling the opposing warlord forward if you're a wizard, because that's what wizards do. They like to hide behind their armies. So unfortunately, this negates wizards from being very competitive unless you can survive in the front rank. Because that sucks. That sucks. But let's take a look also at barbarians. 4E traits. Barb. Not Bard. Barb. I don't know Barb. Gund is a pretty good barbarian who can work off of this. They don't get any crazy biting north wind, but you can do things like that. This is slick. Look at that. Biff head. After he kills an equal or higher level opposing character, he permanently gains +1 level and gets really cool. Oh, nice. I forgot about this guy. But yeah, so these are like level 1s, but even then, just having other barbarians and druids, there's a whole ton in 4E. There's a lot of them, and they're all very good. Krenther can pull himself forward if he wants. But yeah, there's a lot of good. And because it is druids and barbarians, so you can fill your deck with both. So you just got to find the right warlord that can play druids and barbarians. Maybe plays Biting West Wind and gets some good stuff. Yeah, there's a whole mess load of druids here. So your character base is good, including Sadaya Rowan to stop Dilchant Keep from doing things. Salah Yeskar, so you're pushing someone back already, and then you're spending him to push somebody back. There's a lot of dirty in here. So, and on top of that, it's giving you that instant +10. I'm going to be, after the opposing character falls forward, you don't have to even swing at the person who's falling forward. You can swing at anybody. So, but the ability to dictate, the ability to remove a warlord's ability to sit in rank 2 and do its thing negates half the factions. Clerics now have to be front rank clerics. They can't be back rank clerics, or they have to sit in 3. They go to 2 and they're in danger. Same with, wizards. It's just, I don't think you can push a stealth rogue out of your army, right? Like I got to remember the stealth rules. I don't know if you can just teleport somebody out of the opposing ranks. If you can just do that with this too, then that takes that entire archetype off. I honestly don't remember. We got to check that ruling. But if you can like push out, literally like, all right, I stealth in. Oh, cool. You made that check just barely. All right, go out. Like, because it's not. This should have been level gated, equal or lower level. But this is. I'm giving the thumbs up for the power level. I don't like that this card exists. But it's just pulling forward, pushing backwards. Again, there's too much flexibility here. This one was not gated enough. So the skull on the art is very appropriate. Moving along. The Cathedral of Ursulaf. This is straight out of Lovecraft up in this. Attack, AC, and skill bonuses granted to other characters by your cantors and summoners are increased by +2. I don't know what attack, AC, and skill bonuses summoners give. Obviously, cantors, though, that's there. Is there a way for summoners to give bonuses? I guess if they, like, summon creatures gain an ability, like, gain a stat bonus, that probably exists somewhere. Order, once per turn. You may spend a cantor and or summoner you control. So it's and or. So my thought here is you can spend 2 characters, one as a cantor, one as a summoner, and get both effects. So that's pretty cool. If someone happens to be both, which I don't think exists, they could. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. If you spend a cantor, Give target character a bonus to attack, AC, and skill until the end of turn, equal to the number of characters revealed this way. If you spent a summoner, you may put a character from among the reveal cards into your hand. This is pretty cool. Ningula obviously sticks out, but if you're Ningula, I don't see how you go this over Harvester, even for the bonus increase. It's just the Harvester giving you that extra card is going to be more valuable in the long run. So I'd say that. Revealing top 5 and having kind of like a Torn-esque ability as a spend order. Actually, you can just order. You don't even have to... Well, yeah, no, you have to spend at least one of them to get the abilities. Otherwise, you can just reveal your top... You can just go reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and then that's it. If you really... So if you don't want to spend a summoner or canter, and you just kind of want to like, hey, let me take a look, you can do that. Wailing Scrambler. Why are you telling me Wailing Scrambler? Oh, God. Let's see. What is the voice in my head talking about here? Scramble eggs. Oh, look at that. A demon summoner. Hey, you can spend this guy and then he still gets his strike. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. He's somebody who can do that because all you have to do is just spend a summoner or a canter. So Ningula can play both of these and get both bonuses right away. Yeah, because this just gets you any character. So that's how you basically draw an extra card. That's not bad. Yeah, with Wailing Scrambler, I can see some love there. Design-wise, this one's pretty good. Power level-wise, yeah. Probably like in the high end of the top 15. I like this one. Yeah. I still like the Harvester better. I have a hard time, even though this is a cool design space, I find it hard to not go Harvester over this one. And the only reason you would is Ningula with a bunch of summoners. And then you can really kind of own that. So if somebody did that, that'd be really cool. I just, and it is there, but I don't know if it's enough to win. Cattlefield. When a character you control performs an action to put a charge on a card you control, put that many charges plus 2 instead. So Naramsin comes to mind, so that's there. Order once per turn, remove any number of charges from target card you control. Your Warlord performs a melee or range strike with a bonus equal to the number of charges removed this way. So you can start throwing charges at people. What in 4E has charges? Probably a bunch, right? Charge was a lot better in Ancients with Cabra the Insane, who is not in 4E. But charge. All right, so a lot of demons do charge things. Blood Cauldron does charge things. That stupid altar does things with charges. Cloak of the Leech, that gets charges. Fiendish Plate gets charges. Fiendish Plate. That's what I forgot to talk about. Fiendish Plate. This is what you need for Black Marsh. May not move backwards. So if you're a front rank fighter who's going to come to the front, they can't push you back because you have Fiendish Plate on. Feck Rockbender can run to the front and they can't push you back. So this is pretty good. You are cursed, but you also, after this fighter kills a character, put a charge on it. So with Cattlefield, you're gaining more charges. I don't think that's worth it, but there's a whole bunch of charges. Let's see. So yeah, there's a lot of cards with charges on here that gain them. After Initiative, Corvos, look at that. Lightning Iron. Yeah, there were a lot more things with charges, but obviously he likes charges for sure. After he has 10 or more, he turns into a super demon. And he can kill a level X roll to put X charges on there. And then now you have something to do with those charges after you hit 10. You can start just going kaboom. It's once per turn, though, so you can't, like... You can choose how many charges you want to hold onto. If you remove the charges with him, though, he might shrink, though. So you got to be careful there. So that's a thing. But this Warlord's a Warlord, that's for sure. Overall, this one, probably top 20. Definitely not the worst, but if you have a supercharged themed deck, I guess. Like if you're Naramsin, absolutely. But all the other ones, I don't know. I think you benefit from everybody else. I guess if you want to go Surge. So now you're gaining... Every initiative roll, you get 4 charges. So you can do that with Inquisitor Ditmer. There you go. That's what you can do with this. When a character you control performs an action to put a charge on there. Oh, wait, he's not performing an action, is he? After initiative roll, he doesn't perform the action. It's just on there. So Surge does not work with cattle fields. That was almost stupid. Because otherwise you could have did Surge out of Inquisitor Ditmer and just roll a bunch of initiatives, get a bunch of charges, and then put in Supremus. You can't do that, though. Would have been cool. But sadly, that does not work. So, yeah, I'm going to stick to a top 20 for this one. So this one's like a kind of down, but it's not too bad. Turns all the level 3 thralls into the harvest. That is what that does. The Coven's Den. Wizards you control gain +1 HP. So that seemed really good off the bat. And I think this was one where, like, I first read them as they got released, and then it was like, I'm playing in Highlander, so I'm not going to worry about this for a while. And I remember just sending this to Woodrow being like, Wizards get +1 HP? That's pretty bold. But once you look at what wizards there are, because that's what the first thing is like, okay, what wizard am I turning into a Brine Fiend that's even better? Wizard level 1. Ooh, come on. Type is a character, and we are going to 4E. These are the ones that you can kind of start with that gain extra ability. So Alana, Barracuda, Felns, who you kind of want him to kind of go back and gain some more levels permanently. Gustav, Morn Imp becomes a better Brine Fiend. Now the Revenant is a really friggin' weird. Well, now he's 2 HP undead. With 0 AC, 0 skill attack. And then if you want, you can bounce him to the top of your deck and then start possessing people's bodies. Surkan, he can do things. There we go. Skisk Foulfire becomes a better Brine Fiend. He's doing some range strikes. He has a pseudo Sir Rollin effect giving everyone access to range strikes. They just have to be wounded. So yes, that's the second part of that ability. I'm kind of focusing on the extra. This order. Spend target wounded wizard you control. The target performs a number of +0 range strikes equal to their level. So they magic missile. Everybody has built-in magic missiles once you're in the Coven's Den. And everyone has 1 HP. This is pretty cool. Like giving wizards that extra HP. Again, my first thing goes to thinking about the starters. There's some level 2 wizards that now are going to benefit from that for sure. Level 1s does seem to be a bit thin. There are some cool ones out there that you can go for. Alfred Arthian, Cal the Shifter with 2 HP. I like that. Hagunk. So you can go Hagunk and Skisk Foulfire, and you can just start wizard blitzing the hell out of people because he can just go an extra rank with his spells. That's pretty cool. I like that. There's something there. Canel with 2 HP. Ooh, there we go. Canel already does 2 wounds to level 1, so he's eating your Brine Fiends that you buffed up with the other battlefield. Giving Surge an extra HP so he doesn't get sniped out. Skywreck, you're going in the wrong direction because you want him to die. Tan's Fest, okay. Temwabam, there we go. Temwabam's good. Wailing Scrambler in Winty. No, Winty you want to die. Oh no, it's part of an actions payment. The altar. Oh, that's why you designed this card. You want to just make sure your altar doesn't die and give it +1 HP. Okay, I got it. That makes sense. But yeah, this one's fine. Pretty cool. I like the idea, the flavor of giving everybody magic missile if they're wounded. So it's like blood magic instead of like a Coven's Den. It's a greedy designer. So this one, I'm gonna, I like it though. I hope I see someone running it. All right, we're going towards the back 5. The Deep. This is the water actions one. You may perform water actions regardless of class and gain +1 level for performing them. Once per turn, after a character you control performs a water action, target any number of wounded characters you control. Remove 1 wound from each target. So this is like super healing. That's basically what this one is. So let's go trade water. I don't think I need to make it 4E, but I will just in case. There we go. Cauterize, fire and water. I like that. Beckon. So that's a good one. Turning Wrath. Cure Lethal. Having everybody to be able to cure lethal. That's pretty good for front rank fighters. Icy Surge. Life is Magic. I like that. There we go. And you have +1 level for performing it, and they just come back. Remove the target from the game, and at the end of the turn, they come back. I like that. That's spice. That's pumpkin spice. Everyone can tsunami. White Squall, I guess. And Soothing Waters. Yeah, so the water actions in general are better. And then it's obviously removing wounds. So let's see. What else is this? Is a water action. Water. I can't say water. Otherwise, you people start being like, hey, it's New Jersey. Conchorn. That's a water. That's like a water action? What the hell? Fountain of Tears. That makes sense. Lilu. Multi-pass. Reese, Ramorna, that's a water action and a spell. I didn't know that was a water action, but yeah, I forgot. Elves became aquatic and went into the sea in 4E. It's very weird, and it's kind of like, college years. It's like you get experimental and you don't talk about it too much. Thalassa, yeah. So after that, she just heals everybody up. So yeah, I like this one. Maybe this one's better than the fire one that I was saying. Because remove one wound from every target you want. Now, you kind of think of that, and you think of the potential like, oh my god, that's so good. But the way that most people play is once they wound a target, they're kind of focused on that one. They keep going that. So it's very rare that you have wounds so widely spread out unless you're like Garn Hearthstone. So if Garn was doing something with this, that'd be cool. But Garn, I don't think is 4E legal, so he's not going to do that. Soothing Waters, you're pushing people wounds around and then healing. So I guess you can do that. So I take back the fire one. This one's definitely the better one. Because of the sheer number of water actions. And that comes with Arn's Zine space to make Viking Sailor, Purple Sailor Gnomes, and Water Elves for some reason. Could have just made Merfolks, I guess. But yeah. This one's okay. Not too great. Moving on. Gallows of Morn. At the start of the game, name a subclass. Your characters of the named subclass gain +1 attack, AC, and skill, and your level 3 or higher characters with the named subclass gain +1 HP. I like that. So you basically choose which of your subclasses you go and saying you're getting an extra HP. Once returned, target a character with the named subclass you control. Move the target forward or backward 1 rank, or remove one wound from the target. Yeah, this is an easy plug and play. If you're ever unsure, and you have a fighter warlord or even anyone with a subclass, like you can, yes, I'll take a stat bonus. I'll take an extra HP, a 5 HP warlord that has now built-in movement with Gallows Morn or built-in healing. Yeah, yes, sign me up. So Krenthor can now heal 2 wounds a turn. Because you just named Barbarian. That's pretty stupid. And he gets some stat bonuses. Oh man. Good old Krenthor. Does anyone remember Krenthor? I guess everyone's kind of like, who is that? That's 4E Krun. That's who that is. He kind of just won things for a while. He's killed Medusan Lords too. Yeah, he's a troll. Yes, he is. He's got power attack. Can't put on armors or helms though. Gives Nothrogs +5 attack while they have 1 or more wounds, and then order once return remove. So this motherfucker get 5 HP and come to the fun. That's pretty scary. He's a cucumber from VeggieTales, all grown up. People with kids probably understand that reference. Vac over here, no kids. Don't get that. No one watched VeggieTales. I don't remember VeggieTales. Was that our generation? I thought that was like a newer thing. I have no idea. Maybe Bobby watches it still. I don't know. Bobby's probably in the up and up with new cartoons. Probably just sits down in front of his TV on Saturday morning, like, where are the cartoons? What happened here? And just gets real grouchy about it. And then he turns into Krenthor Gouge with an extra HP because he named Barbarian as a subclass. This one's fine. This is definitely a middle of the pack one. But getting movement and healing, yeah, I can see the potential here. So let's go up. I like this one. The Moors of Myredeath. Spell strikes do not ignore the planner trait on Devernian storm rates you control. So everybody who's ever had trouble rolling against planner, just cry with this one. React, once per turn, after a strike or action targets a Devarinian you control. Put a level 3 or lower Storm Wraith into play from your hand adjacent to the target. If you do, redirect the strike or action to the Storm Wraith if possible. I really like this. Getting rid of the wizard drawback on Planner is awesome, but any level 3 or lower Storm Wraith is coming into play as Gedneri. I love it. Because you obviously live the dream of putting a level 3 into the front rank and then just going. So what kind of Storm Wraiths are we working with here in 4E? Let's have a look-see. 4E traits. Storm Wraith. And we got to go, sorry. 3 is the max. So let's take a look-see. Well, it's not a long list, but it's okay list. Ancestral Wraiths, obviously. They have innate movement, so if someone's going to target you with Black Marsh, you just put Ancestral Wraiths into play in rank 1. You now have 4 characters in rank 1. They move back to rank 3. You're 3 and 3. There's no illegal rank. And then your next action is spend order, then DC 18 to spend one of their other druids or barbarians. So you stop their silliness. You could do that. Get Hedrix. This is also a good one. He only has 1 HP. That's the only problem, but still comes into play if you miss him 2 strikes. Gedneri, of course. So you can use Gedneri as he is MRP'd to work on only melee strikes, where you can also force in the action on principle if you want. Get Ramus. Okay. Yeah, this is putting in a 2 HP level 3 is still good. Putting in Mistress Adria, absolutely. This is a good one too. So you definitely have a lot to work with here. Brimmin of the Marsh is OP. Yes, Brimmin can get really good with this. Brimmin can also be really good against Black Marsh, because if someone's going to push her out, those adjacent characters are getting defend. I think I've talked about Brimmin before, so let's go to Brimmin. So she decided to abandon the Fighters Guild and go live in the swamplands, and then she became like just super front ranky and super angry. So she got better at drawing cards, but specifically she's looking for fire actions. That's what she does, and she gives adjacent lower level Devarinians defend +3. Pretty good. This was always one of those, like, I love seeing it succeed, Warlords. Not bad, not good. Or I shouldn't say not good. She's good for sure. Not overpowered. She's like right there. Really cool. Just going to get other onslaughts with her too. That's a good one. But yeah, back to this spooky field. I like this one. I can see, the coolness effect of putting a level 3 into play. Not super broken, but just potentially good. And don't have to worry about spells. I mean, again, we have a primarily fighter meta in 4E, and the way these battlefields are going, I can see still fighters still being like really, really strong, really good. So like there might not be a lot of spells, but if you also have battlefields that are letting people play with other traits, then that might get a little bit more mileage now, because it doesn't matter what class you are. Someone might be running those if they're running that battlefield. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. I like this one a lot. I'm definitely going to build it myself. I can do a level 3, put it into the front rank. It survives. Kestrel the Deceiver then targets it with its ability. So now it's getting a stat boost. And now Kestrel doesn't have to go to rank 2 to throw his spells. He can just throw them for rank 3. You can do something like that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I like this one. Number 28. We got 3 more to go, folks. Toxic Root Forest. Oh, it's the poison trait one. Okay. Your characters may perform poison actions regardless of class restrictions and gain +1 level for performing them. Once per turn, after a character you control performs a poison action, discard a card. Characters in the opposing front ranks have -3 attack AC and skill and gain the poison trait until the end of the turn. So the thing with poison is Reclesis, where Corey Medeiros, wherever you at, Reclesis in our community. Been quiet for a while. I don't know where you were at, but I always joke we're one of the worst warlords ever printed, next to Regin. Regin's worse. The poison trait just wasn't that strong, but with this, I like this because now you can build around poison around something that's not a bad cleric, and you could do things like Sting of the Lionfish, or just if you're going to go aggressive and start giving them minus the stats, that's also true. So, Sting of the Lionfish. You can attach it to an equal or lower level character within one rank to give them the poison trait and -1 skill on poison saves, but they're already poisoned from this battlefield. Spend react after target character with the poison trait pays the cost for an action without spending. They become spent, or if they're spent, they're stunned. So being able to stun somebody is really cool. Poison actions in general. So this is one of them. There were a lot of them in 4E. I remember that. They were really trying to force poison, and everyone's like, what are you doing? There was like 4 people who were happy. Decompose, Desecration, Hungry Spirits for some reason. I didn't know that spirits were poisonous. I guess they're just ghouls. Kiss of the Mummy, that makes sense. Monsieur Diplomacy, that also makes sense. So a lot of the rogue stuff there. Tainted Wine. And a lot of these poison actions, well, not a lot of them. Rogue's Level. DC equal to the AC. Yeah, I don't think it encourages poison play enough, but I like it a lot more. That, you know what? Like, it throws something towards poison. Giving everybody minus that. If that's a -5, that would be awesome. But as is, it is still like the rest of the trait ones. I'm gonna go down on it. But it's not. You know what? I'm cool with it, but it's not for me. Unholy Grounds. This is one that's for me. This is the cleric one. Your clerics you control gain +4 skill. React after a cleric you control removes or reduces wounds target a character in an opposing front rank. The target must succeed with a Fortitude save DC 12 or suffer a wound. So this gives offense to a very defensive ability, but it's a very reasonable amount of offense over its DC 12. So any kind of cleric can just run like Cauterize. They can run Soothing Waters. Ravenous the Elder can just do his ability, and he's reducing wounds and still making DCs. I don't know if there's other characters that just reduce the wounds on themselves, kind of like Danris does. But something like that kind of comes to mind, because this is not once per turn. This is just react. A wound has been reduced or removed. I'm doing some kind of offense to it. Given cleric skill, I wish there was this. I kind of looked at this already. There isn't too much where giving a cleric a whole bunch of skill lets you do like an MLG. There's nothing like that really in 4E, sadly. I said sadly, this MLG wasn't in 4E. No, I meant like something like that where like Elemental Madness or like something where targeted character makes DC 10 plus this cleric skill or suffers a wound or something like that. There's nothing like that in here. But I do like the idea of giving offense to a defensive build. So this is something I can see a cool deck builder coming up with a really neat trick with. So this one I'm gonna give a thumbs up. This is a dark horse one for me. I like this. Last but not least, we come to Yeskar Hollow. Items equipped to lycanthropes you control are not considered blank. Items equipped to lycanthropes you control. I already read that. I got distracted because he said cause serious wounds is not equal to MLG. What the fuck is cause serious wounds? Is that really what the example I was reading off? I didn't even know that cause serious wounds is it. But like, you know what I mean? Like something like a skill generated DC check is what I was looking for. Like, what's the reason to have bonus skill? Just so I can pass medicine more? Okay, I guess. But like, no, give me like a whirlwind that is DC based off of my skill. How about that? Invoke Entropy. What the heck? Like, how do you remember all these obscure bad cards? Invoke Entropy. Target an item within 2 ranks. Okay, so you could destroy items. Destroy them otherwise with a magic save DC or suffer a wound. Okay, yeah, so this is just kind of like point, click, delete. That kind of works. Okay. At least somebody remembered that this card existed. Wait a minute. No one saw that one. City of Gold. Yeah, I probably helped design this one. Whoops. Anyway, it's been a lot of brain damage since 4E, so that's what I'm going with. Anyway, lycanthropes, their items aren't blank, so Barrett Yeskar can do things. Order once per turn, target a non-lycanthrope free kingdoms you control. Order once per turn, target non-lycanthrope free kingdoms you control may perform a printed action on an adjacent lycanthrope. The target permanently gains the lycanthrope trait. So once per turn, okay, so you play Barrett Yeskar. Let's go to that instead of invoke entropy. Screw that. Let's go actually trade lycanthrope, because this is free kingdoms too, so we're going to focus on that. Free kingdoms lycanthrope in 4E. There was definitely a bunch of them, like Nelia Yeskar comes to mind. Arv Yeskar, that's pretty cool. But Barrett, obviously, order once per game until the end of the turn, gain +5 attack, HP, and additional melee strike. And then his items are considered blank, but he's not. Yeah, just use Barrett's order on Robert. Oh, yeah, that's nuts. Somebody next to Captain Lara can do a +3 range strike. Become a cleric or a fighter with Alyssa. That's pretty cool. I like that. Inflict a wound to gain additional strike when you attack. Order once a turn. Perform +5 melee strike. Cannot gain any items. Leonora, you can gain some, just so that you can like really build up and just get a whole bunch of strikes, become like super werewolf guy. That's pretty cool. This is a fun one. I'm not gonna say it's good, so I'm gonna go but I like it. I like the possibilities. I like the simplistic art because it's very spooky season. But there's definitely some lycanthrope stuff. It's non-lycanthrope and turns into a lycanthrope, so you can't spam the order on the same character. Correct, you cannot. Because once you've gained a lycanthrope trait, you cannot gain it again. You get bit. Now you're one of them. Oh, because it's also non-lycanthrope, so that's why you can't do that. Aw, boo. So you can't keep spamming. Yeah, all right, you know what? This sucks. How about that, would you? Why didn't you allow spamming? Because Barrett Yeskar. Well, then ban Barrett Yeskar. Or you know what? Make Day the Raven legal, and then we undo everything there. That's what we could have done. So yeah, let's go down on this one. But it's okay. And with that is all 30 of them. So now that I've actually talked about them, what does my actual listing look like? So I know you guys love top 5s, right? So let's go. Whoop. I disappeared. I'm back now. See, this is spooky. I just kind of disappear. I meant to disappear that one. I got to clean this up, get some room for the top 5. So the best 5, in my opinion, are right here. This is not in any order. This is just the 5 best that I would say based off of mine. Black Marsh of Hate is probably the best one. That's that one right there in the middle. My mouse cursor does not work, so you guys cannot see what I'm doing. Bloodbath Arena. That one's also just super solid, super massive aggression there. So both of those are good. Dilchant's Abandoned Keep, very good just in terms of being able to get extra adage out of your fighters and your clerics. Temple of the Harvester, making all chosen viable. I really like that. And the +1 card size cannot be understated. Sanguinel is still not in the top 5 Elfin Ancients. Just to, annoy people some more, and then having built-in Severed, I really like that. And then Lair of the Flame Fang, that's probably like the 5th one I'd say here. I just like it. Making like these bigger drop decks an option in these otherwise heavy aggressive meta is really nice. So I like this. So I'm open for you guys to see what on this list should be in the top 5. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is pretty safe. Maybe the Lair is probably the only one. A Temple of the Harvester, probably a lot of people, but like those top 3, like at there, I think that's where everybody was leaning. There's obviously people who are like, I just don't want to play an aggressive fighter, so I'm not going to, and they won't look that way. But I think even then they can kind of just see the raw power and the sometimes like keeping it simple is the strongest method. And these are very straightforward linear strategies that are just really good. Lair of the Flame Fang is for greedy people who love to draw cards. Wizards are unplayable. So yeah, that's almost a sad fact. So maybe I will try Wizards. I don't know. I gotta see. I don't even know what I want to play right now. +6 HP to your starting army is unplayable. I mean, here we go. This is what we're just going to talk about where numbers mean anything. Nah, Morgan is possible. Yeah, that's true. Morgan is possible for sure. Hard to imagine. All right, yeah, Woodrow, yeah, but like that's the thing. I was like, okay, cool, they got the HP, and then that's it. But then there's other stuff that gives additional wounding, like any fighter thing, backbiter. Put that on a wizard, or no, put that on a fighter, and then they have their other. Then they have Bloodbath Arena, and then they just go nuts. But yeah, I don't know. I think this top 5 is pretty good. Like again, there's still a lot other ones that are worth playing, especially if you really want to go a certain way. But in terms of main strength, I would say these 5 are my best. And because we also want to go the bottom 5, where am I throwing the shade? I'm throwing the shade on all of the traded actions. I am just not a fan of them. The +1 level and the removing class restriction is kind of cool. But honestly, like I'm sure if somebody had months to kind of really dive in deep and find some kind of abusive combo where I have a fighter that can play Cauterize and now they're nuts or something like that, or a fighter that can constantly keep Cure Lethal Wounding, or some infinite combo that exists with one of these traded actions with some Warlord's ability. Like that might exist, but like I just the time and the effort that we need to go to discover it, refine it, and get it is just not something that's gonna really, if it comes up, it'll be rare, super rare, but it's even harder now in just the type of meta that we have. I know that's why Woodrow would say that he released these a month ago, so people can kind of think and do that. Woodrow probably has some things in mind, and he's gonna at least, even if they don't exist, he's gonna pretend they exist. But I don't see them. And I'm going to throw these out there so that it encourages you guys to do it, because I like it when you guys try to prove me wrong. I left the poison one off, though. I like the poison one the best. So maybe the poison one should be here instead of the deep. I do like the deep. That one's pretty good. But yeah, that is Spooky 4E. So with that, obviously, I welcome any and all feedback, any thoughts that you guys have. Shoot it to me. Shoot me a message. I love talking Warlord. Even if you don't know me, that's fine. Literally, like a guy I never met, Derek Miller. What up, dude? At Gen Con was like, hey, I love your videos. Are you going to be at Gen Con? Sat there and talked to him for 2 hours. It was awesome. And just talked about Warlord, talked about life, talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm always down for that. If I don't answer you right away, I'm sorry. It's just, running this stream is extremely busy. But no, also just real life in general. That's also what it comes in. But I will always get back to you eventually. So always shoot me a message. Always talk about Warlords. I'm down with it. Let me know what I did wrong. Tell me I'm fucking dumb. I'm cool with that. Tell me I'm a fucking genius. I absolutely love that. I am just egotistical as fuck. But yeah, that is Spooky 4E. So I hope you guys enjoy this analysis and you have fun. But there is still a little bit more business that I need to take care of. And for those who have watched my stream for a while, I have had a loot box that I keep alluding to. We keep opening packs. And we keep getting bad cards, and they go to the loot box. I've gone to 2 booster boxes now. There's the last 3 packs of Sneak Attack there. And then there's also a little 20th anniversary, which I'll talk to in a sec. But then there's a box of Dominance and a box of Sneak Attack. So these are all the packs that didn't have Keeper Rares. So they're all here. And I've been saying that we're going to raffle this off for a player. And I think now is the time to kind of do this. We got a whole lot of you guys watching, so this is good. So what we will do to raffle off the loot box, all you have to do is say a comment in this chat. So I'm going to vamp for like another minute or two. If you're listening and you're not anywhere near your phone, we are going to give away those opened packs to one of our viewers right here, right now. If you're watching this on VOD, sorry. Maybe I'll do some other kind of, I do have another raffle for you guys, which I'll talk to in a sec, but these booster boxes and these open packs are all for the guys and gals and, everybody who has been here supporting me on Twitch as we stream these things. Again, I love it, guys. You guys are awesome. All of these are funded by all your subs and like all the Twitch bucks. They all go towards this, and they'll all go towards having me package this up in a box and send it to somebody. So, what we do is we do have 3 packs though. So I'm going to start with those because we should open up and finish the box of Sneak Attack and see if we're adding them to the literal loot box. The last bit over there is the 20th anniversary pack. So I did an unboxing video of that, and there was a giveaway involved with it. If you go back to my 20th anniversary video, actually, I think I have I probably have a prompt somewhere, but anyway, I can't figure it out. On my 20th anniversary video, at the very end, I talk about a giveaway we're doing where you write in a story, like who would you give this pack to? One of your friends who hasn't had it. Write a story about them involving Warlord from all the 20 years of history. It could be even recent. But write a story about someone who you think deserves a pack and just tell me a good story, interesting story about them. I got a little delayed when I had like the Bell's Palsy, so I'm going to give it another week. And then we're going to actually raffle it off because I haven't done any announcements on it. But anyone say anything on there, shoot an email to that email address that's in that video. You guys actually have to go watch that video. I'm doing this so that I get those likes. Come on, people. Get those views up there. Those analytics are important. But either way, 20th anniversary pack. You can't buy that anywhere else. But you'll get it for free if you write a good story. You're entered to win. Anyway, that's the other one. That's for those VOD people. You definitely take a look at this. For you people who are here now and you've been commenting, we're going to go for this. Okay, so we're going to open up these 3 packs first. All 3 of these packs are going to people in the audience, and then you all will be eligible for the loot box. So let's start off with the first one. So here we go, guys. Who's getting the first of the last Sneak Attack packs? Starts? Wow. Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, so the first of the Sneak Attack packs will go to Woodrow. No, we're opening the pack in your honor. I don't care. So you're getting the first one. I'm gonna go through these packs quick because I want to get to the main one. But yeah, it's just a pack. It's not the loot box. Don't worry, you didn't win the whole shebang. But you did get a K-Pix. Look at that. Alrighty, so first pack. Let's see. These are uncommons. This is the rare. So your commons. Tanning Life, Bright Blessing, Morn Amp, Havoc, Lowstone Buckler, Dire Portents, and K-Pix. All right, K-Pix is definitely like a second rare. Your uncommons are really good. Zaros the Mist. Blackthorn's Legacy? Nah, no one cares about that. Kuntal? Not bad. But your rare is really what decides if this is going to you or going to the loot box. Thricefell Horrors? We've seen this one before. This one is okay, but not great. You have a K-Pix in here, but that's nice. So I think you're feeding the loot box with this one, would you? I am moving a little quicker, guys, just because I know we want to get to this one. But yeah, this is definitely going to the loot box. Thricefell is good if your name is Lakar Usud, and even then, you still might cut it because it's just not too much there. So look at that. You guys are actually witnessing it go into the loot box. All right. Next one. So this is the last. There's 2 packs left. So the one after this. Let's see where this is going. Carvin Custom. There you go. You haven't won one of these yet. So there we go. We're opening up this pack in your honor. Let's see what we got. Keep moving my mic. I keep disappearing out of camera, but here comes some uncommons, and there goes a rare. I think I'm kind of doing. It's a little hard doing this with the box here, guys, but I got it. Innate Borealis, Levitate, Rest. Sorry, he came into play. Enters play spent. Performs a melee strike. Calyx Guard, Mirage Potion, Dark Alley, and Calaris. Okay. Got some okay ones. Heartstrings, very good. Duan and Sketh Spears. I like it. But it all matters if this one is good. And is it? Countersong. This is a highly debated one. This is very borderline because Counterspell is just better. Murrayed. People are like very good. So I don't know about this one. I've always said this is like middle of the road. I think what I did was when we got it, it was Kane had won it because Kane always wins it. Jackie, good stuff. Okay, fine. I still debate you guys on this if this is a keeper, but I'll give it to you since I'm in the giving mood. So, John, just shoot me your address. I will mail this pack to you, even though I still think it's borderline. But either way, we'll call it a win. You're the middle of the road. Yeah, exactly. I'm just double white and or yellow lines that dictate where lanes of traffic should be. That is accurate. But you have won this one, John. Good stuff. See? Hanging out with Jersey does has its benefits. This is the last pack in the box, guys. So after that, we're going to the loot box. Let's see who this one's coming to. Oh, you fucking kidding me. Here we go with this Jersey shit. Clearly a bunch of scumbags are winning this one. Let's see. Bobby, let's open up. You get the last pack. Let's see what you got here, bud. Okay. I hope it's like a bad dwarf so that you're like really excited. Down go the uncommons. The rare is backwards / upside down. So that's interesting. That's the first time I've seen that. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Here's some bad Deverinians. It's a very Deverinian-oriented box. Some bad non-frogs. There we go. You got some drum. Spend a level 1. You got them. Got a bola and a dark alley. So you're excited about drum, so that's pretty cool. Tiger form. There we go. If you run Yeskar's Battlefield, your other items aren't considered blank. Altus, Kent, and Delirium. Alrighty. Let's see. What does the last rare have? And this one was upside down, so it's going to be interesting. Let's see. It is a Dame Martha. I don't know why it's upside down, though. That was weird. But yeah, this is a keeper. This is a winner. I agree. Bobby, oh crap. This is a very Deverinian-oriented pack. That's what's like super strange. Upside down lady. Yeah, for sure. Dame is good. Dame, who's got to be careful putting that knife through her head, though. That's the only thing that she's going to go with. She needs a 3rd HP. But she's still good. I started Warlord with dominance. Looking forward. Oh, boy. So, Bobby, you win this one. I already have basically everybody in New Jersey who's won on my stream. I have, literally, envelopes with their names on it. So, Bobby, you already have, some stuff waiting for you. I will throw this in there. Pete and Elders, we're going to make it happen, bud. One day. Once Jared is back, we got to make that. So anyone who, I said this on my last stream too, and I also want to shout it out. Anybody who knows Rogue Panda Art, Jared Reyes, who is a member of our community, going through some health issues for a while, and he's going to be on the mend for a long time. Don't want to go into too many details with it, but, we're hoping that he's going to bounce back and be good very soon. So best wishes out to Jared. We love you, buddy. So if you ever see anyone from our group going #pray for Jared, the story behind that goes back to Gen Con. He did miss, sadly, he came down with his illness right before Gen Con, the morning of. So he missed it then, but we didn't realize how serious it was until later. But while at the bars, there was this hype board. I don't even know what it is, but basically you can write any message on it that the whole bar can see, and you can outbid the person who did it. So you can spend if somebody spent $7 to write a message on there, you can spend $8, erase their message and write whatever the hell you want on there. So our one member, Chris Hojdowski, just went $40, erased everybody and wrote #pray for Jared, and then sent them the photo in chat. So just giving a shout out to our local artist out there and our good friend. So hoping to see you soon, buddy. It's been a while since you've graced our stream, and we hope you get a speedy recovery and come back soon. With that, we now turn to the loot box. And everybody who, Woodrow, John, and Bobby, you are now back eligible for this. Anybody else, this is the last call. Someone is winning all of that, including that Assassin Strike Pack that has a foil Amulet of Force because Rollo didn't want it. That's in there. there are some good stuff in there. Anybody who is still in chat, now is the time. We got a decent amount of you guys already coming in, so I think I picked a good one to do this. But again, this is your last call. If you are in here and you're listening to my voice right now and it's live and not just some recording, you can get some good stuff and you can be eligible. Wow, it keeps really... All right, hold on. Something might be a little weird, but all right, cool. Everybody is now eligible. It keeps unmarking like John. So John and Woodrow for some reason. So if you guys, yeah, Midge isn't even here. I don't know where Midge is. He's sleeping right now so he can wake up and get drunk for fucking football. Because that's what he does. He gets drunk for football. That's it. He doesn't watch football. He just gets drunk while football's in the background. But anyway, guys, this is the moment that we have waited for. So let's see. Reset eligibility. Why is it? Okay, hold on. I really got to do something with this, guys, because I got to make sure this is right. Let's go to cancel. Okay, cool. Everybody is now eligible. Here we go, folks. Where is the loot box going? It is going to Wyvern. I don't even know who you are, but you have just won all of that. Look at you go, bud. Hopefully you are still in this chat. Yes, you are. Okay, you did. You posted something very soon-ish. I saw you there. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, good. You wished everyone good luck, and you got it. Bud, you have won. If you do not have your Warlord collection anymore, you now have at least something here. I know it's only 2 sets, but there's still a lot of good commons and uncommons here. And making Pokemon Go tutorials. Yo, who's doing Pokemon Go tutorials? Let's go. I'm all about it. But yes, why? Yeah, exactly, man. I'm hyped too. Message me on Discord. Chris Vac or Nirvana Tool in the Warlord Discord group, or if you see me on Facebook, however you found your way to my stream, hit me up there. Shoot me a message with your address wherever you are in the world. I'll shoot this off to you, bud. Those 2 boxes are yours. So with that means we have to get another loot box. So we're going to have to start building this up. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do some digging. I'm going to find a nice booster box for us to go. It'll be a different set than one of these 2. And we're going to start rebuilding, guys. But with that, that's going to conclude our analysis. So yeah, dude, I love it. I love that you're excited, man. EE battle packs. Oh man, we're gonna open up battle packs. I don't know how that works out. Aren't they? Oh yeah, you get random warlords in them, right? That could be something interesting. All right, I'm gonna do some homework, bud. It's bad. It is true, and that is one thing to remember, Wyvern. I don't know how much of my streams you've watched, but most of the good stuff is out of these. So there are bad rares, but there's a lot of good. There's at least a place in a Wheel of Death in there. I know that. So that alone is worth the price of admission, which was $0. So why not, guys? But again, things like this are possible only because of you guys. I know I'm sitting here streaming and I open these packs for you guys, but your Twitch donations completely fund this. All my time is the only thing that I need to spend on this, and I'm so thankful for you guys for that. You let me do these cool things like open up these packs. Yes, there's a lot of rabid bites in them. Good call on that, Kate. There's a foil rabid bite in there for sure. But opening these packs is so much fun. It really is. And I remember when we first did it, like I'm now used to opening packs now, which is so weird. Because when we first did it, it was like, oh my God, opening a Warlord pack was so great. And that's why I started doing these. And I'm happy that you guys have enjoyed this. I'm happy I've had the opportunity to do it. And we're going to keep doing it because it's fucking awesome. So with that, guys, I would like to wish you all, first of all, again, thank you to everybody who tuned in. If you ever watched any one of my streams or any one of my videos, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I brightened your day. Hopefully I gave you some insight into Warlord. Hopefully I just gave you some time to just watch something cool. Or hopefully I pissed you off too, because you know what? Go fuck yourself. How about that? Like whatever it is, whatever you're here to do, I'm on board with it. So I like it. But if you want, guys, again, go to our Discord. If you haven't joined it already, we have monthly tournaments. Just join it. Come have fun. Come play Warlord with us, man. It's awesome. Eventually we'll get back to those real life ones, but right now we're playing through Untapped. It's awesome. So anyway, Untaps. I called it untaps. So like, wow, I'm a fucking boomer up in here. But again, thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this analysis, and we will see you all for Spooky 4E and Spooky Season. The fall is upon us. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good one. Later.